Sicilian necktie. I don't understand what that means.
Well, basically, like how JC Jesse was like trimming down there and shaved off like a quarter of an inch and was like gonna pass out, I guess.
Blood dripping everywhere.
Yeah. So,
Sicilian necktie. That's what you call it. Oh my god. I like it.
But yeah, Maddie and I were talking and we were just like, yeah, we've been there, we've done that. And it freaks you the fuck out. Like the first time you do it, you're just like,
I wasn't that bold, man. I use scissors and I would just kind of, No. Give me, no. I didn't shave it close. I was just kind of pruning the bush, I was just cleaning up. I wasn't trying to total manscape. I was just trying to keep things in control, try to keep things under wraps,
Like, I don't want scissors anywhere near there.
I was very careful, and I made sure the pocket door was closed. I was in total silence.
I'm picturing him with like the safety scissors that you give like a 3-year-old.
The little plastic ones that are 3 inches long. Oh my god!
Trim a nose hair with those.
Guardian down.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 16. My goodness, 16 of Guardian Downcast. We're three dads that talk about anything in the Destiny universe. We also dabble a bit in gaming and other entertainment as well. I'm your host, the Gatr. And Hazel, my co-host, is here as well. How you been, Hazel? How's your week gone this week?
Hey, everybody. Not too bad. I used some volunteer time yesterday from my job to get paid to go help out at my kids' school. Or preschool, so I'm sore as a bastard today.
So helping out with your kids' school, is that like lifting boxes and moving stuff? And
yeah, they did a cookie drive. It was like maybe like 6-7 people, and we were hauling around like maybe 300-400 pounds of cookie dough. It was fun.
Oh gosh, I remember those days. Yeah. Cookie dough sales.
Yep, exactly. And then I was off for the whole day, so I kept like asking them, like, "Hey, do you have anything else you need me to do? Put together anything?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we can put you to work."
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I think I did more work there than I did actually at my job.
Well, so, what
about you?
I just sat down in my seat after driving 2 hours home from Tampa. I started my morning off. I got my cup of coffee. Played a little bit of Destiny. I got started on that quest where you go around the planets and you get celery and then you get some horrible chocolate candy and then you got to go do a little bit of this on that planet and then move on. I got to Dreaming City and Petra's like, "Well, I need you to do this and this," and I'm like, "I'm out. I gotta go. I'm out of time. Time to go to Tampa." Reason I went to Tampa today is I was trying to get my daughter a new car. And I didn't want to have to co-sign on it. I wanted her to be her first car that is hers. And her name, everything. And I didn't know it was going to happen or not, but I said, what the hell? The worst case scenario, I go there and we have a nice dinner, come home, done and done, right? I get there, we make an appointment at the car dealership for 4 o'clock. I get there, it takes 2 hours to get there, by the way. I get there at 4 o'clock, no one knows, they're looking in the system, or we're not in the system. And then I said, well, I talked to this girl named Heather, and she brings us out to look at a car. And then one of her teammates comes out and says, "Hey, this guy was asking for you," and he said, "Where are you?" And then he walked out, and so she's like, "Hey, this is Chris, he's going to help you out." I'm like, okay. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? I talked to Chris, and don't get me wrong, he's a really good guy. He's a Florida guy like me, but he likes to talk a little bit like me. And long story short, we ended up finally finding a car. It was a 2017 Toyota Corolla. It only had like 30,000 miles on it, so it's basically a new car. I was like, this is a perfect car. And she doesn't like the color. It's a grayish color. And I don't know about you guys, but what happened to nice, pretty colors on cars anymore? Everything is like a dingy blue, a crappy black, a pale red. I don't get it, man. I'm looking around and all the cars are like white, black, gray, silver. In other words, I'm rambling. Anyway, I just got home from all that rigmarole today. 3.5 hours, by the way. And Yeah, so it's been it's been a wild day today. So, okay, wow, that was a rant. Okay, so to start things off tonight, I'm sorry, I want to introduce our guest of the show. He's a very active member and supporter of our community Discord server, and this is one dude I want to know more about. My friend Matty. How you been, Matty?
I'm doing great, Gatr. How about you?
Good, man. I think I gamed with you one time on the Bads clan on PC, and you were helping me out with a 0-hour quest, and I was having mic issues on Discord, and I couldn't talk to you guys, and I left the... I heard you guys, but you couldn't hear me, and I left the party early, and one of you, either you or Chris, and said, oh, okay, well, I guess that's that. Thank you very much. And I was like, oh, I was panicking. I was trying to message you back. Dude, I wasn't being unappreciative. I'm just frustrated as hell because I can't talk to anybody, but, been a chatty Cathy tonight. Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. It's funny you bring that up because I was, before the show looking at the show notes and everything like that, and I was scrolling back through the DMs, and I saw that came up in my old DMs, and I'm like, that was a fun night.
That was.
It was, things like that. I mean, even though you couldn't talk to us or anything like that, it was like, we got to help somebody, take care of that. Just like somebody helped me get my clear 0 hour as well.
Right. And I didn't have it yet on PC, and there wasn't cross save, I should say, back then, so I had to do it twice. I had my PS4 account, and the PC account is what I really wanted to play on, but I didn't really know a lot of people on PC, and it was a fairly scarce community, because not a lot of people could afford, $5,000 and $1,000 rigs to play a video game on. So I just wanted to thank you, man, because I don't think I ever properly thanked you for you and Chris helping me out on that run. You guys are hilarious to play with, though, by the way. Just the banter back and forth. I'm like, this is awesome, man. I wish I could talk to these guys.
You get two Boston guys going, and you don't know what's going to happen next.
I love it, dude. I love it. So, all right, awesome. Let's get on with the show. Just want to give you an overview. We're going to get to know, of course, Matty. We're going to test his Twitch reflexes with our special fast fire session we call the speed run. We're going to catch up on the past week, see what we've been playing, what we've been watching, and doing in Destiny this week, and also discuss our opinions on the Shadowkeep content so far and kind of highlight important topics that we've read in the TWAB this week. Then finally, we'll answer Twitter and Discord questions from our community and add 2 songs each from everybody here tonight for our Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify. Hey guys, let's get started. Hey, Matty, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What do you do for a living? You have married, you have kids. Where are you from? Give us the deets, man.
All right, so as a lot of people can tell, I'm obviously from the Massachusetts, specifically the Boston area. Mm-hmm. I think it's the accent that gives it away.
Nah.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, but just like you guys, I'm married. I've got 2 wonderful kids. Full-time employee. I work for a company called Cintas.
Oh yeah,
do
uniforms.
Yep. We do the uniforms. We also do facility services stuff as well.
I got you.
So a lot of my role with them, I got actually I received a promotion back in July to a new position that they'd created. So it was, I've since July I've been basically, spearheading all new accounts for the entire area that we cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's been great. It was. I'll tell you one thing. It took me to a couple of weeks to get into it, and then all of a sudden I went on vacation in August, came back, and next thing you know, my route nearly tripled in size overnight, and I was like, "Oh God, what happened?" And it's it's a bit of a learning experience, but it's teaching me a lot about all sorts of different aspects of the company as well. So
I see. So you're not from Boston proper. I think you said you're a little north of Boston area.
So I grew up just north of Boston in a town called Swampscott. So I've lived.
Oh.
I lived in the Boston, what you would call the Boston area, for roughly 40 plus years.
Wow.
And it was within the last 5 years. My wife and I, we moved the family up to southern New Hampshire.
Okay. Cool.
So
Nice. Random question for you.
sure.
I always remember you as the chip guy.
Yeah, as I was known in another Discord server, I was Chippy. Yes, I left. I used to work for Frito-Lay, and I left them back in April of 2017. I think it was the company itself. Frito-Lay is part of PepsiCo, so obviously big corporations, equals lots of red tape, and it makes it just tougher to do your job sometimes. And a job where I was just selling potato chips, it's it got to be too much, and I had a lot of management people that really just their focus at the end of the day was their numbers and nothing else. So it was just not an environment I wanted to stay in.
Yeah.
I do miss having a truckload of snacks though every day.
Yeah, that's
Did you
definitely
get free snacks?
definitely a perk.
Oh man, you take a case of chips home, no problem. I think, as a matter of fact, before I left them, I was bringing home like a couple of bags a day.
These chips got a hole in them, boss. Got to take them home.
Yeah.
They're gonna go bad.
We got to do something about this. The quality control at the plant is just horrible.
I was just curious, what got you into gaming to begin with? I mean, what's your gaming history?
Well, it's trying to think. I know. I mean, long time ago, used to frequent arcades.
Oh yeah.
Before I had a console or anything like that. But my one of my younger sisters would always have on the weekends a roller skating lesson. So we'd go down to the roller skating rink and hang out from like, I don't know, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning until afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'd go in for the free skate, but during the lessons I'd have nothing to do, so I'd start pumping quarters into the machines.
Oh yeah.
Used to use up all my paper route money for that.
Yep. we all work for those wooden cabinets. Trust me.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But the first console I had was an Atari 2600.
Okay, it shows your age.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. Just yeah.
Because that's what I started on.
Yeah, no, I remember you talking about that one day.
Yeah.
And the game, the disc. Wow, there you go. The cartridge that came with the combat.
Yes,
it was called.
I love that game.
I used to love that thing. I used to just fly those planes in circles and the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And battle my siblings with it. And at the time they were all younger, so it was easy to dominate them.
Yep. Same with my brother. My brother's 2 years younger than me, and I'd always just own him. And he'd go crying to Mom, he's not playing fair.
Yep.
We need to have your brother on to,
I wish, dude.
those
He runs a multi-million-dollar corporation, and he's always gone. I barely have time to even talk to him. I throw text at him every now and then, and I get a response. But I mean, we're close. Don't get me wrong, but he's just a busy guy. I will tell you this though. For the Thanksgiving episode, I'm gonna have my son on.
Nice.
I know I've talked about him in the past. He's up in Minnesota in school, and I figured, it's a family kind of week, so why not? So I've already talked to him about it, and he wants to do it. He's going to talk about his gaming, what he's been doing in gaming and stuff, and what he thinks of Destiny as a newcomer in. And
I like it. Hey, Matty, what got you into Destiny?
So before Destiny came out, I used to see posters and information in GameStop for this game Destiny. Is it, from the bottom it said, from the creators of Halo or something to that effect. And I was like, I'm a PS4 guy or a PS3 guy at the time. Like, I don't know much about this Halo stuff. I don't have an Xbox.
Preach.
Never had an Xbox.
Yep.
You know, so I've never played Halo, but I hear it's a great game. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give this Destiny thing a shot. So I plunked down, a deposit on the game, pre-ordered it, played the beta. I oddly, like so many other people, I did not fall in love with it at the time. You know, it didn't grab me. It wasn't just something about the play style was just something. It was so different than anything I was used to playing. I mean, at the time I was playing Medal of Honor games and Call of Duty games.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Yep.
I mean, so yeah, exactly. And it's, stuff like that. And I was playing a lot of couch co-op games with my son, at the time as well, a lot of the Lego Star Wars games and stuff. So I'm like, this game, I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It's, but it's not grabbing me. And, I put it down, came back to it back at Taken King, played the campaign for that. And I think I just didn't understand what Destiny really was at the time. And I think it took for me till after Rise of Iron for me to fully grasp the concept of what the game Destiny was really all about. You like to joke, we like to joke the friend game and all that stuff. But, the game was always better played with other people, and whether you're into Crucible or PvE stuff. And the depth of the game at the time, it just, I had no idea. I had no concept of how big this game really was and how big it was getting over those 3 years. And I think some point during the Rise of Iron year, during year 3, I put down every other game that I was playing, and I haven't looked back since.
Destiny-itis.
Yeah, a little bit. It's the doctor's still working on that prescription for that.
Exactly.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. It is a real it's a real condition.
Absolutely. They thought they had the cure with Anthem, and it just didn't work. Yeah.
And the Division 2 and the Division 1.
Yeah. I will say the Division 1, I played that one for a long time. That was a good quality game, despite its problems too when it came out. But they just don't hold a candle in the end to Destiny.
Nothing plays like it. And
No.
You know what? Eventually, there's going to be a studio that figures it out, figures that magic formula that Bungie uses on the shooter as far as the gun feel and stuff. And when they do, then there'll be a Destiny killer or a Destiny competitor. But for now, I don't think any games have figured it out yet. It's kind of more of the same. Let me ask you this. Death Stranding came out tonight. Anybody going to play it?
I'm actually waiting to see what it looks like. I've heard, I've seen reviews. I've seen people's opinions on it, and the opinions on Death Stranding are as wide and as varied as the weather up here in New England.
Yeah, I agree. It is all over the place.
It is. I mean, we had snow flurries today, and then it was like 40 degrees later on.
How's that any different? How's that any different? Sorry, I'm a little thin-blooded. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. But I mean, the description of the game, I heard somebody refer to the game as basically another take on American Truck Simulator.
Really?
Where you're basically just a delivery service, and I'm sitting there going, I'm like, all right. I'm like, I've never played that game either, so I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm like, I don't know. I gotta look at this game. I'm not gonna go and start spending money on that game until I know what that game is.
You know, Matty, I want to jump into this game because I know Kojima. He has just a freakish mind when it comes to stories. I mean, you probably heard from past podcasts that I'm a big fan of his and his games, and my wife and I, we would play a bunch of his games when we were just getting married and stuff, and it was great entertainment. The stories were awesome, and that part of me wants me to play this game, but then who am I kidding? I got Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I played it exactly one day. I think I'm level 10. I can up, do my own classes now, but nothing's unlocked. It's garbage. And I just have that inkling feeling every game I buy, I just end up going back to Destiny because there's so much to do in Destiny. I don't know.
Well, I think you're just invested. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head, Hazel. That's it exactly. So, sorry. If you let me sidetrack us, I will. And I'm supposed to be the one guiding the boat here. Come on, Hazel. Pick up an oar, man.
Me?
I'm just kidding.
You obviously haven't listened to the show.
Go ahead. You shoot him a question now.
All right, sir. This may seem kind of obvious, but where'd your gamer tag come from? Or
my
one that you
name,
have. Yeah.
my name is Matt.
What?
Yeah.
Is wait a minute now? Is Matty? Is that like a very common nickname up in that area? Matty and Bobby and
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
okay, not stereotyping.
I grew up. My parents named me Matthew. You know.
Okay.
Did
For
he
the
name you
long-
Maddie?
No, they didn't.
Did
You know,
the kids
I
call
would-
you Matty when you were younger?
No. You know what? Well, see, that's the thing. When I was younger, I really did not like the name Maddie. I just thought it sounded too childish.
Okay, I was just trying to see if there
You know,
was a story.
and- No, it's there really is no story to it. It's just.
All right, good night, everybody. It was a great show. Gotta go. Wow, look at the time.
Most boring guest I've ever seen.
No, you're fascinating, dude. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
we're teaching Gatr about life in Massachusetts. So-
Exactly, man. I'm getting educated here. I've got my spectacles on. I'm writing notes. Well, let me ask you this. What is the one thing about living in the Massachusetts area that you love? I mean, you grew up in Massachusetts. What is the one thing you could say you miss if you were moving somewhere else?
It's a tough question because there's
Okay.
so many things.
Well, name
There's so many-
three. Name three things.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'll make it a little easier on you.
All right, actually, I can do three really easily.
Mhm.
The Red Sox,
Okay.
the Patriots.
You say the Celtics.
No, I was going to say, it's the people.
Oh, okay. Or the Bruins.
There is something about the people up here
Yeah.
that makes you both love and loathe them all at once. And I've never found it anywhere else in any place I've visited. I know it's a little cliche, but the camaraderie that you have with the people down here, or up here, excuse me, is great.
It's like like you're all in it together kind of attitude
Exactly.
through the harsh winters and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Through thick and thin, harsh weather. The humid summers. I know we got nothing on humidity as far as you're concerned down there, Gatr, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a swamp.
yeah.
Well,
But
those are good.
when you've gone 86 years without a World Series championship,
Wow.
you kind of pull together.
Yeah. I was there when it happened. I wasn't there, but I was watching that game.
Oh, that was something to watch.
Mm-hmm. And against who it was against was even better. So, anyway, Hazel, do you have a question?
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to swallow down the vomit that I have in my mouth right now.
Yankees fan, are we?
No, I'm not a Yankees fan. It's just the Patriots and
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? You can't fault Tom Brady. The guy just works harder than everybody else. That's why he's still around, man.
see. Okay. I'll say this. Okay, I really don't mind the Patriots, but I know that there's probably some listeners out there that are completely diehard. Death to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Deflate
Yeah,
gate.
I'm playing, devil's advocate here, but no, I actually am a little nauseous though at hearing, those teams. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it's like the 90s when the Yankees were winning every single year.
Yes.
Yeah, or just every few years.
Mhm.
And everybody wants to see, the favorite go down sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And the underdog rise up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody loves an underdog story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's just a shame that, like most seasons,
Back in
that people
2000.
view
2001, that was the Patriots. They were the...
Yep. And sometimes they even are the underdog before the season starts, too.
Yeah, they lose one game last week, and everybody's like, oh, well. I'm like, you kidding me? This is where the Patriots want to be. They want to be a not on the radar. That's how they win championships, because everyone writes them off. Like, well, they're 10-3, or they're I don't know, 8-7, and people are like, I don't know if they're going to make it in. They make it in, and then they obliterate everybody. I gotta admit, man, Belichick has got a mind for football. Welcome to the football show, guys.
Sports ball.
Good goal unit score.
So, Matty, you said you're a dad. What's your favorite part about being a dad?
Honestly, if I had to narrow it down, just watching them grow up and change. My son's 14 years old now. My daughter's 13. I mean, they're both actually people now, and it's really strange and really awesome all at the same time. My daughter is a very moody teenager, and I think she has been for quite some time.
Yeah.
My son has probably finally realized within the last 12 months that he's better than me at video games.
Yeah.
But I mean, just watching them grow up and figure things out. That's probably the best part. And teaching them through that stuff.
Let me ask you this, Matty. I know you like video gaming like we do, but is there anything else outside of gaming you do? Any hobbies or interests?
Yeah. So I've been training for the last, it's been 5-6 years now. I've been taking karate. And
really?
I'll be testing for my black belt in January.
Wow. Fantastic. Cool. That is cool, dude.
Oh yeah. It's been a long road, and I've missed a few classes lately due to work, but yeah, I love it. It's not like a workout where you would, that you normally do at a gym, but there is the exercise component to it as well. But just the things that you learn, it's so hard to explain. The people, the people that I train with, and the things that I'm learning, and it's not just so I can beat people up, which, believe me, if you met me, I'm a pussycat. I'm not going to go starting fights with people. Yeah. It's good to know I can defend myself if I want to.
Sure.
But it just I just, at the time that I did it, I was like, watching the kids do karate themselves, and I'm like, I can do that. I want to give that a try. And I don't think I've had that sort of feeling especially from a physical activity since high school when I used to play football.
Right. Well, is it like something is it very regimented when you have to come in and do stuff, like put your hours in, or is it like something you just chisel and work away at? Are you just trying to work on skill sets?
So it depends. Okay. It depends. It depends on the student. I mean, what are you trying to get out of it?
I got you.
If you like right now, it is a little more regimented because I'm being tested.
Okay.
And there actually is requirements for a number of classes and things like that. Just to make sure that you're qualified, so to speak.
Sure.
At the end of the day, there's about 15 to 20 black belts, all of various different rankings that are going to let me know if I'm actually a black belt or not. So
I got you. It's like Crucible. Right away when you hit that wall, and you're like, I'm not going to do any better than this. I've hit my wall. I know my capabilities. I know I'm at the top of them. So it's probably a lot of the same thing. Once you get tested by players of equal skill, then you'll know where you stand.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, my wife and I are maybe like planning a trip somewhere. We have no idea where.
Mm-hmm.
So, sell me on Boston or Massachusetts, for that matter.
All right. So, when you get to Boston, the first thing you're going to have to do is figure out how to get an Uber from the airport, because they're making it gosh darn impossible for that.
You talking about the taxi cab contention?
Oh my God.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot of different stuff going on, but they moved all the Uber guys to a different area, and it's a nightmare.
Oh boy.
But seriously, yeah. I mean, if you're coming to Boston, there's so much history in the city of Boston. I mean, it's one of the things that you want to do is take a tour. If you're into historical Boston, there's the Freedom Trail, historic sightseeing, all that sort of stuff. And I mean, I'm not making it sound as glamorous as it could be. Yeah, but I mean, you've got things like the USS Constitution, which sits in the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was with the oldest commissioned warship in the Navy at this point in time.
Wow.
And it's basically all still as original as they can make it be. Some things have to be replaced over time because wood rots away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I remember seeing that. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
You've got Fenway Park, and even if you're not a Red Sox fan, you have one of the oldest and most iconic baseball stadiums in the entire country, right here in Boston. Now, you can't come to Boston and not
the Big Green Wall.
The Green Monster, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I've had seats on top of the Green Monster, and I'll tell you, they are worth. It's a lot of money, but Fenway in general is a lot of money, but they got those the duck boats.
Yes.
You jump in those things and you take a land and sea tour.
It's crazy, man.
It is. It's insane. It really is.
When I was there, I did the trolley tour, and it was awesome because you had 3 different companies just bidding. Like, no, you need to come over here. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You need to come over here. I'll knock $2 off. I'm like, hey, oh, okay. He goes, no, you don't want to talk to that guy. Sorry, I'm going to New York accent now. I'm terrible at accents, but it was amazing just watching him. It was amazing just watching him go at it. And I was like, you're the most entertaining. I'm going with you. But oh my God. When I was there, Matty, I didn't realize this, but you guys have so many museums.
And I was just going to mention that. I mean, the art, just the regular art museum, the Museum of Science. There's museums everywhere.
I think I said because there's a lot of little museums too, and I spent 3 days there, and we rented a car, so we didn't have to do the Uber thing. But all I remember is that damn tunnel to get to the rental car place from the airport. I was freaking out, dude. I was freaking out. That was crazy. What's up with that damn tunnel, man?
That's the Big Dig.
Oh my God.
That tunnel is part of the Big Dig. I don't know if you remember anything about the Big Dig.
Yeah.
That's that project that somebody said, "Oh, we're going to spend, we're going to spend tens of millions of dollars on this. We're going to, we're going to change the way, cars move through the city of Boston."
Right.
And when it was all said and done, it cost billions of dollars, and it did not solve a single thing.
And it has this real sharp turn where it doesn't even tell you. Everyone has to merge into this one lane. I'm like, are you kidding me? I know Florida's bad, but this is terrible, dude.
Driving through Boston is a sport in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
and it's a full contact sport.
And of course, there's Harvard and Cambridge. That was pretty cool to see.
Well, you can't get to Cambridge unless you bring a passport, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Cambridge is like another country.
Oh, did I say? Am I thinking of Cambridge, England?
You had it right. Cambridge, Mass.
Okay, you're being sarcastic, and I didn't get that. Okay, I got it now. Here's how that joke went. I went with it, and then I started thinking, is he being serious? Do I need a pass? I didn't have my passport with me when I went through there. It was cool though. But I remember the restaurants were to die for. There was some great food in Boston.
There is
whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Whatever you want. It's everything.
You just turn a corner. All you have to do. I mean, you'll find on the streets of Boston, you can go from Chinatown to the North End, and you're basically going from Chinatown to Little Italy.
It was crazy. I loved it.
Yeah. No, and now we got the casino.
All right. Hey, thanks, Matty. I appreciate you sharing some of your real life stuff, what's going on, and letting us know a little bit about Boston history, because I couldn't stay there. I had to leave. We drove up from Boston to Maine. My brother lived up in Bar Harbor, and we had to drive. We were driving up the coast, and I did not want to leave. They had to pry my hands off the doors trying to leave Boston. The history of Boston, I was just enthralled with it, and then of course everything to do there. But I appreciate you sharing what's going on in your life and what it's all about. So let's move on here.
Call the Praxic Order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, guys, it's time for the speed run. We have a database of 66 randomly asked questions. Matty will have 60 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and we're going to keep track of how many questions were answered in each episode. Questions are randomly asked, so no one can memorize the order. They have to think quickly, whatever comes to mind, and try to keep them to a short 1 or 2 word answer. At the end of the year, the guest with the most questions answered will win a prize, and I'm already in possession of that prize, and I think it's a pretty cool prize. So tonight, I'm going to ask the questions, and since Easy is not able to join us tonight, Hazel, you've got the stopwatch, and you have the quality control job. You set for that, Hazel? All right. Well, without further ado, let's get it rolling. And by the way, I think the lead right now is 18. I think AKA Gear Dad and Fluffy Fingers MD are tied for the lead as of tonight. So we'll see if we can beat that tonight. Ready, Matty?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Name one possession you cannot live without.
My truck.
What is your favorite musician?
Metallica.
What was your first video game?
Combat.
Ikora, Cade, or Zavala?
Cade.
Favorite color?
Blue.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Have you ever been out of the country?
Yes.
Void, solar, or arc?
Solar.
Pineapple on pizza?
No.
Baseball or football?
Football.
What is your favorite book?
Anything by Tom Clancy.
Water balloon fight or food fight?
Water balloon.
Fast texting or fast reading?
Reading.
Would you rather be feared or loved by everyone?
Loved.
Pulse, scout, or auto rifle?
Auto.
Would you rather control animals or electronics with your mind?
Animals.
Stop.
Oh, man. That seemed like it went pretty good.
Yeah.
That felt good. That felt good.
That felt like it was a pretty good flow.
That felt pretty good.
Pretty good flow there. What do you think, Hazel? What do we got?
17.
Oh, man. There's a wall. I'm telling you, there's a wall there. It's just a fine little wall. But
Ooh, it was the anything by Tom Clancy. It took too long to answer.
Favorite book?
Yeah,
that kind of throws people, and it hasn't been asked a whole lot, Matty, so you're probably one of the first guests to hear that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had, I think, 10 questions at like 30 seconds. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it was close to 20, yeah. Hey, man, that was fun, though. Good job, man. Good job.
Good. Thank you.
I love doing this game. I know it's, I mean, at the end, it's a prize, but it's just fun to do. So that's why I like doing it in the show. So thanks, man. I appreciate you being a good sport and hanging in there. So,
it's my pleasure. It's absolutely fun.
Good deal. All right. Well, great job, Matty. Hey, sorry, it was so close, dude. I thought you were gonna have it. Man.
Yep.
That's the way it goes, man.
Recount.
Like I told you, I said Nips will have a stopwatch and he'll be watching every second on the show. Uh-oh, they went over. They went over. No, no. I love you, Nips. You know I love you, man. Hey, it's time to talk about what we've been watching this week. Matty, since you're our guest of honor, why don't you start, man?
Sure, absolutely. So just recently I finished watching The Office, which that was so many people have been talking about how good it is. I finally decided to give it a shot. So, and then I just started watching the new Tom Clancy series, Jack Ryan season 2.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in my queue.
started that myself.
It's in my queue.
Yeah. It's so good.
Everyone says it's better than the first season. You agree?
I'm 3 episodes in so far, and I would agree. And if they're doing what I think they're doing with this season, it's going to be amazing.
Well, remember season 1 started really slow, so I guess they had to set up all these scenarios first in the first season. I think that kind of hurt the first season, and now we already caught up, and now we're just jumping right into what's going on. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
there's parallels to some of the old books, especially Clear and Present Danger.
I love that.
Nice. This storyline has a lot of parallels to that so far that I'm seeing. So
good to know.
Yeah, if you're a fan, especially of that particular book, it looks like it's going to be a really good season.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, that was one of my first Tom Clancy books that I read, and then I also read. I'm hoping that they do more with Mr. Clark this season.
Yeah, I was Googling him the other day as I was watching it because there's I forget the character's name. I got to look it up. But the character, he was in the first season as well, and he basically plays like he's part of the Special Activities Division of the CIA. Mm-hmm. And his name isn't.
It's not Clark.
It's not Clark, and it's not Kelly.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
John Kelly, but it's I believe he's the John Clark of the series, and he's trying to recruit another without giving away too much. But he's trying.
Oh, is it Ding?
I think that's Ding.
Oh shit!
So,
all right, is this Tom Clancy talk now? So
yeah.
I saw the movies.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Ding was in the movies.
Oh my god!
Like Liev Schreiber was. Oh my god, man, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys.
Yeah, and in that movie, that was William Dafoe that played Clark. That was.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If that's, I really think that's the way they're going with this. So like that whole special operations group down in the jungle.
Oh god.
And trying to, I mean, they've already had the opening, where the senator, without again, spoilers. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I'm gonna bleep it all out. I'm gonna bleep out Ding and all that. I figured you were saying Ding because that's where I'm gonna bleep it.
Domingo Chavez.
Okay, gotcha.
So, any Rainbow Six. Anybody that played any of the Rainbow Six games without reading a Clancy book will recognize the names as well.
Okay, cool deal. Anything else you've been watching this week, Matty?
Just kind of rewatching leisurely Breaking Bad.
It's a great show, isn't it?
It is.
Now wait a minute. Did you watch El Camino?
I did. I watched El Camino, and I was like, I need to go back and rewatch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it gets that in your gut where you want to watch that kind of show again. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a great series.
Oh, it's amazing.
Gilligan, he's just awesome, man. He just has the greatest stories. It's just really neat.
He does, and I hear a lot of good things about Saul, but I just haven't had the time to dive into that yet.
I've watched 2 episodes. I still need to watch the third, and I've kind of gotten lost. You know what's funny is I pulled that up on I think it's on Netflix.
Yep.
And I pulled it up the other night, and I couldn't remember where I left off because my wife has been watching it on and off too. So I'm gonna have to go back a little bit and catch up. But I love Better Call Saul. It's just as good. It's just as good. It's just the characters are so compelling, and it seems so real. It's very grit of the earth kind of shows. That's kind of what makes me like them so much. They're not,
Yes.
they're not Hollywood. It's like real life stuff. But anyway,
something can happen to anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they make you feel for the people in there as if you were feeling for somebody that you actually knew.
Yeah, this could be happening down the block underneath the overpass. You just never know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just going to say, I don't want to run into Mike Armentrout underneath the overpass.
No, I don't either. I love that guy too. He's awesome. Well, Hazel, what about you, man? What have you been watching this week?
Oh shit! I got to break out the list.
Oh crap, we're in trouble.
Oh, you scheduled how long for this segment?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, so the affair finished. So my wife and I watched that, and that was a fantastic ending. They still screwed with people even up through the ending as well, like playing different things, like how one person looks a certain way, and then it's a little different in another view, and they still continue that even in the finale. So it was really cool.
Nice.
So there's that. Joker, I did see that.
Very nice. All right, nice. I've asked a lot of people. What do you think, Hazel?
I think probably inflammatory comment coming out, but Joaquin Phoenix is my Joker. I think that it's
he kind of sells it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they just pushed it over the top, and I think he did a better job than Heath Ledger did.
Wow.
Oof, yeah. I don't know about that.
Well, I think, okay, I'll say it like
that. Wait, it was a different time, though, Well,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that Heath Ledger is a later version of this Joker.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, for lack of a better term, an origin story almost.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Joaquin Phoenix, he's a method actor, so he actually has to live that experience. I mean, you saw the weight he lost. The guy looked like a skeleton, man. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. It was crazy. All right.
He reminded me of Christian Bale in The Machinist.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that movie.
I've seen that in a long time.
Yeah. My wife and I started Modern Love.
Oh, you're going to love it. It's not real long. So. It's not a long season. But there's one season about the old couple. I'm not going to get into it. I don't know if you've gotten to that yet, but there's a season about the older couple that have been married and their kids are leaving the house. Tina Fey's in it. It's the one with Tina Fey.
Did it skewer you?
I just play it over and over again. I'm like, okay, so this is how they fixed it. Okay. Because, we're kind of running into that period now where the kids are both in school and there's going to be a boomerang effect. I'm sure my son's going to be back here in the summer. He's moving back down to Florida with his girlfriend and his 2 dogs. So I'm fascinated. The stories are pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that one movie they had at Christmas. I think it's made by the same people who made this.
Love Actually.
Yes.
You said that before.
Yes. Yeah, I love that movie. It's great for the holidays. Go ahead.
My wife and I, we watch Love Actually every year around Christmas time.
Such a great movie.
So
yeah.
Yep. Then we wanted to watch something kind of to calm down and everything else and not really think. So we watched Shazam.
That's Jack.
What? No.
No. This. Yeah. I got you now. I was like, okay. Well, you said you wanted to be brain dead. I was like, okay, so that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you want something lighter. That is lighter.
Definitely. That's definitely the other way to go. No. I watched Shazam. That was an awesome. It was an awesome like an anti-superhero movie. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. I just threw up again in my mouth. That's 2 for the listeners.
We're keeping score. I'll put here. I'm gonna put a ding right here.
And keep a goddamn ledger.
There we go.
Nice. Yep. And then I finished the Golden Compass, the book. I'm rereading that again.
Nice.
And that is really fucking deep. Because I read it before when I was like in my 20s, and now as a parent and an adult, and if I'm using the term loosely, that there's some shit in there that it's deep. I mean, it talks about pretty much like the age when you find out that your parents don't know everything, and it's just taking that to the point where it's like, wow, that like it hit me like right in the feels where I'm just like, wow, that's deep. And it took me back to when I was like a kid, and I realized that, wow, my parents, they don't know everything. They're human and they're allowed to make mistakes. And it was just like a really deep kind of moment for me where I'm reading this. I'm just like, wow.
There's a series coming out on HBO soon called His Dark Materials. Are you guys interested in watching that?
Golden Compass, man.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I cannot wait. I had a feeling it was that, or something with the wardrobe, the Lion Witch and the wardrobe kind of thing, but it looked very esque. It looked very wardrobe-esque type of show, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, definitely seeing that.
Yeah, the whole series is, it's a little controversial or very controversial. It's usually one of like the banned movie or banned books and things like that, just because of, I guess ultimately it comes down to the author's distaste of organized religion.
Philip Pullman, is that the author?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's his distaste of organized religion.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a deep fucking thing completely.
That's gonna be awesome, dude.
So
I cannot wait. And Disney Plus, it's coming, man. It's coming.
Oh, The Mandalorian coming on Tuesday.
I can't wait. I did not pre-order it because why pre-order a streaming service?
I did. I already locked mine up for the.
I don't. What is there going to be
up for the year?
Is there going to be a shortage of streaming service? I don't understand that. Why you want to pre-order? Other than to pay a year in advance, you get the extra year or something, or you get a really.
You only
really
get
good
that
price.
if you pre-order.
I think so. I'm doing the monthly thing because once Mandalorian falls off, and I've seen all the Star Wars movies and stuff, I'll have to see what else they're going to offer before I continue with it. I mean,
so they're also going to have the Star Wars, the Clone Wars cartoon.
And see, I never saw those
on there. And so those I used to, it's something my son and I used to watch religiously.
Okay.
Every weekend, and I just to be able to watch all those again because they're not on Netflix anymore, and they're actually making new seasons of it now.
Very cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Nice. There's so much coming.
Some of the other content is going to be a few years away, but
there is so much entertainment coming out this holiday season.
Yeah.
I'm just movies alone that I'm going to go see this holiday season. Hopefully, I'll be able to shed some light and let you know whether it's worth going to or not. But Hazel, I'm sorry, man. Did you have anything else you want to add for watching this week?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, I saw 2 movies this week. The first, I was going to see The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe. I'm a big Willem Dafoe fan. I couldn't get myself to do it, man. I was watching I was looking at the Rotten Tomato, the audience reviews, and it was so depressing. And I don't like depressing movies. I want movies that lift me up or expand my imagination and wonder and stuff. Those are the kind of movies I enjoy. So instead of that, I saw, it's a funny little movie. It's called Jojo Rabbit. This is like a dark indie comedy. It's based in World War II Germany, and it's kind of the plight of this young kid named Jojo. He gets that nickname. He's kind of split between the Nazi nationalism movement and then also protecting a Jewish girl that his mom you'll find out is in the resistance, and she hides this Jewish girl that's much older than him in his attic. And Scarlett Johansson plays his mom. Sam Rockwell plays one of the Nazi higher ups, I guess, that they were training kids. And he had, I guess, so many F-ups that he got demoted to training kids instead of soldiers. And, of course, he had something wrong with his eye where he did something wrong. And it's super funny. You got to see it. It's super funny. But let's see. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 78% critics, 97% audience. So it definitely has wide appeal. So if you like, kind of dark comedies, very funny. It's definitely an indie. It's not a real high, not a lot of special effects and stuff. It's kind of like an indie movie.
That was directed by the guy that directed Thor Ragnarok, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I was just looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, we all, loved that movie and everything.
Yeah.
So that's just something to keep in mind there.
I never saw Ragnarok. that's one I got to go back and see.
Oh, you have to see it.
And will that be on Disney Plus?
I believe so. It's on Netflix right now.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it might not be on right away.
Okay.
Because of that.
Right.
I need to. I kind of had a gap there where my wife just refused to see Marvel movies. I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to wait till it comes out, and then I can go see movies by myself. But it's kind of our hobby. It's our thing that we do together is to see movies. So when there's so many movies out there to watch. I have to just pick and choose my battles, so to speak. The other movie I did see this week, and this was this is a very good movie as well. I recommend it. It's called Motherless Brooklyn. It stars Alec Baldwin, Willem Dafoe, my favorite, Bruce Willis. It's a star-studded lineup, and of course, Edward Norton, who actually directed this also, and he adapted the book to play on a movie. Anyway. It's 61% from critics, 80% from audience. Let's see. How do I explain this movie? It's a detective kind of a sleuth movie. It's kind of a murder mystery, I guess you could say. Bruce Willis plays a great private eye in the movie. Alec Baldwin's the baddie. Willem Dafoe's his brother that's kind of in the resistance, kind of hiding. It's a very complicated story, and I'm not going to try to explain it here. I'm just going to say that it's a little bit of a slog at the beginning because you're trying to figure out what's going on. And I was a little stirring in my seat a little bit, but once it got going and the pieces starting to come together, it was really good. And Edward Norton, I got to say, man, a guy with Tourette's who kind of has to pull at that thread, so to speak, he did a great job. I mean, his Tourette's out, the things he would say. It was funny, you're kind of like, well, should I be laughing at this? But it's meant to be funny, but it explains how his mind works. And he ends up putting everything together because of how his mind works. So let's see. As far as movies, that was it for movies. I did see season 2 of The Kaminsky Method. Have you guys seen this on Netflix?
No.
Oh my gosh, you guys are missing out, dude. You're missing out. If you like the Odd Couple type stuff, it's Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin. Michael Douglas is a has-been actor who is now a drama teacher, and he has this class of kids he's trying to mold, and he's very idealistic. Alan Arkin is this big producer guy who made it and has millions of dollars and is super wealthy, and his wife ends up dying, and it kind of develops from there. And if you haven't, this is definitely one to throw in your queue because it's so funny, dude. The writing is top notch. The two of them have such chemistry. It's very much like the old Odd Couple movies. Very, very good. Very, very good flow to it. And you're talking about 8 30-minute comedic episodes per season. There's 2 seasons. The second season just came out on Netflix. And one thing I did want to mention in parting is I watched the first episode of The Watchmen on HBO. Got to see that one. You got to see that one, man.
I got to get HBO again.
It is going to be I've only seen one episode, but so much happens in the first episode, it freaks you out. It picks up right where the Watchmen movies left off, but it's in 2019. And it's like everything just continues to go after everything that happened. And if you saw the Watchmen movies, it just picks right up from there. And if you haven't seen them,
it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen
it. It has been. And it's been what? When was the last Watchmen movie? Has it been 15 years? It's probably been a while. But anyway,
probably.
Definitely, if you don't have HBO, maybe get it for a month. I get it because I have an AT&T phone. I get HBO free every month with my data plan, way they package it together. But definitely want to see Watchmen. If you're into comic books and superheroes and anti-superhero, you got to see this. It's really, really good. At least what I've seen so far, and I can see it really escalating to something really crazy. But that's it for me in a long-winded way. But let's switch gears here and talk about what we've been doing in Destiny or other video games this week. Matty, where are you at this week? What are you working on?
I've been working on getting my power up so that I can do the dungeon and the raid this week.
Okay.
So I dipped my toes into that dungeon last weekend, and man, that's fun. I think I did just enough of the dungeon to get the exotic machine gun.
What do you think about that gun? The what's it called?
Xenophage.
Xenophage. Yeah. What do you think about that? I've heard a lot of different comments on that gun. That it's a joke, and then I've heard that it's decent. I don't know. What do you think, man? Have you used it yet?
What was you know where I was using it a lot? I was using it a lot in the haunted forest.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can get heavy ammo drops all the time in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, you can pretty much run a machine gun or whatever you want almost the whole time. But that gun is definitely weird. It's a gun that doesn't know what it wants to be.
Wow.
You can snipe with it. You can treat it like a machine gun.
It's got good range. It's got good range. There's not much fall off on it.
Yeah, it seems to have good range. It's not quite. It seems like it's got pulse rifle /
Really?
scout rifle range on it.
Wow. And I know Bungie stated that it's not putting out the damage that they were wanting, so they're probably going to patch that gun too.
That's the thing. It just doesn't. I mean, I would pop a bubble to get the 35% damage pop, and that would help. But even then, it's I mean, there is definitely better alternatives for a heavy weapon for that slot. But if you want to just go have some fun, that gun can be fun.
Okay.
If you're out to just if you don't want to run Mountaintop, Recluse, and Hammerhead,
right?
Then
don't get me started on those two guns.
I mean, hey, you know what? They're great for what they do.
Yes, they are. I'm just pissed because I don't have one. I don't have I have a Recluse, but I don't have a Mountaintop.
Mine was a gift from my son. So.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So how are you getting your light up?
Is.
Are you doing the dailies and weeklies, or are you just doing bounties every day, or what's your routine to get your light up every day?
I pick lately I pick what I find I think I'm going to have the most fun doing. So like today I wanted to do a little bit of the spooky forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to finish off that the memory of Ariana. Is that what it was?
Oh yeah. I've got to get caught up on all that. I'm really behind.
So I figured, I'm like, you know what? I want to finish off that little piece right there, and I'm going to do that. And in order to do it, I needed to run, a nightfall and stuff like that. But it's, I mean, for the most part, I try to pick an activity that I want to do, whatever kind of strikes me at the moment. It's whether it's going to be strikes or nightfall or the nightmares, although those don't really thrill me all that much. They're like a mini strike. I will say, I mean, if you're looking to really get your power up, go into comp.
That's what I hear.
I was getting blues. I spent 4 hours one day with my son and one of his friends, and we took me from 0 to 1700 in comp, and in the matter of 4 hours.
Wow.
And I was severely outclassed. That was the definition of a hard carry. But I mean, I went up in those 4 hours. I went up at least 7 points in power.
Wow. Just
in blues and purples that dropped randomly.
Well,
at the end of matches.
So with your artifact, what's your current power level now?
I
won't hold you to it. Just top your head.
No, I believe it was 954 now.
Okay, that's respectable.
And that's playing casually. That's I mean, I'm the definition of a filthy casual at this point.
Okay. All right, cool, good enough. Anything else you wanted to add? Anything else? Did you jump on Iron Banner this week?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You know what? I did the Iron Banner bounty. I did the Iron Banner quest for the armor last season.
Okay.
And that broke me.
I hear you, man. Well,
understandable.
I will tell you this: the quests are a lot faster now, and you don't have to go back and forth to the tower to say that.
That's true.
Yeah, my Destiny 2, my daily routine with Destiny 2 is first thing I do is I get those damn gunsmith bounties, because there's one thing we're gonna need a lot of, is those damn enhancement cores. That seems to be the currency you're gonna need a lot of to get your guns and your weapons and your armor ranked up, and open up those slots. It seems like you're gonna need, I mean, that second to last slot, I think it's like 10 enhancement cores. It's crazy. Don't even get me started on those other two currencies. I'm not gonna talk about them because I have a very ranty thing to say about that stuff, and I don't want to bring it on everybody tonight, but
I know where you're going with
it's too expensive, dude. Come on, it's just armor, Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. I did my last Titan character from Iron Banner quest line, so I've got all my characters now done, all the armor for this season 8, and I used a Titan, and I gotta say, I miss my Warlock. You don't know how many times I jumped in the air and swatting in the air trying to melee people. I look like a fool. I was playing with the Death RX guys the other night on PC with my Titan, and I was embarrassed. One game, I had 1 kill and a .33 KDA. It was terrible, man. I was out of my element. I just don't play Titan enough, and I know there's all kinds of super great setups you can have where you can sit here and melee people the whole map and all this stuff, but I just want to shoot my gun, man. I just want to shoot my gun and kill people and finish those bounties. And that was another thing, too, is they made you use a lot of weapons that you didn't want to use. And that took away from my comfort zone a little bit. But, I'm just rusty playing Titan, I guess. And then, let's see. I'm at 965 now. I'm at 950. I'm at the soft cap now. I'm hitting to that point now where I have to start doing pinnacle stuff.
Nice.
So I need to start working on that. Like I mentioned last week, the last episode, I did run the new dungeon with Agent H and a friend of his, and we had a great time. We went in there blind, and we managed to figure out how to do it. The mechanics aren't really too difficult to pick up on. Everything's kind of right in front of you, and a lot of it, and it kind of all ties together at the end on the last boss. So don't want to spoil too much, but whatever you're doing to get to the final boss, it all comes around where you have to do all those mechanics to help finish the boss.
Bungie's got a real good way of teaching you the
do.
encounters throughout spoon feeding you the encounters lately.
Yeah, it seems maybe they're aiming toward the casual a little bit more. Instead of bumping into walls and figure out if there's a hidden area here or there you need to jump to or something. It's definitely easy. It's definitely more friendly versus going into the new raid, where you have to probably die 100 times and figure out each phase of the. I haven't even started the raid yet. I'm hoping Kingsley Mackinson will help me out. Just a little shout out there.
I'm probably diving into that tomorrow.
Good. It'll be a lot of fun, man. It'll be a lot of fun. And I turned in my past Iron Bounties from last 2 weeks ago when the Iron Banner was around, and I turned all those in, so I'm starting all over on the bounty. So this weekend, that's what I'll be doing, is I'll be playing a lot of Iron Banner. I'm diving right into it. So, and I did pick up Modern Warfare 2, the new Call of Duty game, and I played, like I said, about 1 or maybe 1.5 times so far. Destiny-itis, you know what I'm saying? I played hardcore TDM with some old friends of mine. That's what they like to play, and I played 1 game of Ground War, and Ground War is like a hyper version of Battlefield 4. I don't know if you ever played that game, how crazy that game was. There's snipers everywhere. You poke your head out of the buildings, you're popped. It's crazy. And then they have tanks and stuff blowing up the buildings. It's not for me. It's not for me. I need more, I need more strategy, more movement, not just this bloodshed everywhere. I don't like those kinds of games too much. And the hardcore, at least, was very campy. And I got to admit, the regular core game is a little bit campy because a lot of the maps, the way they're designed, there's a lot of buildings. There's a lot of intricate ways in and out of the buildings. So it's all about who sees who first, it seems, which I'm a little disappointed because I like to run around a little bit like I do in Destiny. All right, Hazel. Well, I've rambled on enough. How about you? What have you been playing this week in Destiny or what other video games?
What other video games? You're silly.
I'm so silly.
Wait, there's other video games?
Yeah.
There is?
That's a no. Yeah. No, not for me. Just Destiny.
I just had to ask. I had to throw it out there and see if anybody would bite.
Yeah. I wish. I
hear you.
Well, for me, I kind of became the scum of the earth. So I went into the Haunted Forest and played that for a little while. I got most of my stuff and everything else, and then I saw this little post on Reddit that said that pretty much you can farm strange coin or farm chocolate strange coins in the doing the forges.
I heard about this as well.
So yeah, I went ahead and put that on and did dishes, made dinner, all this good stuff, and then I came back and poof, I had enough for the werewolf.
You know, I didn't know Drafty was going to be on this early. I thought Drafty was coming on in the winter.
Are you kidding me? There's a farm for this?
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm my own worst enemy.
There you go.
I knew they fixed the farm for the materials.
Yep.
You would think they would have had the foresight to fix that.
No, and this is seasonal. They're not going to patch it. They're not going to mess with it. Because who cares what chocolate strange coins mean after this? Though it's the 17th.
Well, I mean, it took me almost a goddamn week to get enough strange coins.
I did it too. I'm with you. I ran that damn forest so many times.
I'm like, God, I mean, I've got like 6 of those guns because I had enough candy. I mean, I do have an outlaw kill clip version of one, but
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, I guess that was worth it. But man, I think I'm all right. I'm done with Mercury again.
Yeah, I mean, after you get your rifle, or I mean, other than those little goodie bags, you can get some good stuff in that. What is there really to run? No real reason to do it anymore, is there?
Not unless you're going for to see if you can clear 16 branches like Glad with his
exactly.
his crew.
And I heard Thunderlord. Thunderlord is the key weapon in there because there's ammo everywhere, and the Thunderlord just chains electricity everywhere. And if you have the right setups on your armor, it just annihilates bosses.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Just
or you can just AFK farm a forged apparently.
get it that way.
Yeah.
There's just not enough. You got to give me a carrot. You got to give me a reason to go in there and grind a bunch of chocolate coins. Other than the rifle, I got the rifle and I was done. I was like, okay, if you have your mask on, you play anything else. Even a just a basic patrol will give you 2 coins.
Yep.
And you got to do the patrols anyway to get your clan bounty, your clan XP, so you can get your 7 enhancement cores from your clan stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tazel. What else were you going to talk about?
Yeah, sorry, we hijacked you there.
You let me do it. I'll do it.
You're good. I like I said, I became the scum of the earth, so that's my punishment. You're fine. But not calling Drafty scum of the earth, by the way. But
I didn't say that.
No, I just wanted to clarify.
Okay. Disclaimer.
Love you, Drafty. But yeah, so I did that, and then I tried the dungeon with UMAC and Kingsley, and shout out to actually UMAC's son, Og. I think he got posted to, I want to say, California. I think he had like 3 days to pack up all of his stuff and go. So yeah, he's in the military, and he went out west, and yeah, doing that. So shout out to both of them. Cool. So yeah, but Kingsley and UMAC, we were playing, and we got to the room where you have for anyone about the dungeon who knows, is where we got the 3 balls. We dunked those, and then we were defending the totem, basically, is where we were, and that was our wall. And sad to say it, but I was actually the weak link there.
I'll tell you what though, Hazel, that for all the mechanics, that one's harder than the boss, I think, because you have these boomers just 3 and 4 of them way up there where you can't even reach them hardly, just showering you with these big giant arc booms. It's crazy. Yeah,
well, I was also 930 something, so I was a little bit underleveled for that. So
I think I was at 948 when I ran through it. It was 960. The final boss is 960. So
yeah. So we sadly did not make it through that, but it was awesome. Kingsley, shout out to Kingsley, because he was fantastic as a little guide, not really guide guy. Because he was letting us basically like kind of wander around and kind of make our own mistakes and laugh at us hysterically as we were like, oh, hey, I think I know how to do this wall, which door to go in. And we would go ahead and jump towards the door that we thought, and come to find out, no, that's not the right door.
So that's wrong to sit there and let your son cross that pathway to the final chest in the haunted forest. So it's wrong to just sit there and watch him fall and flail.
That's hilarious.
So Kingsley pulled that on you. He's letting you those ogres scare the hell out of you, running around. You can't kill them.
No, they didn't really scare me too much. I picked up right away that I need to avoid the shit out of those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was a great guide. He told us a little bit here and there, and it was just like, oh, okay, all right, look at that.
That's what I love about Kingsley, because he actually wants you to experience it. He's not going to just say, hey, go sit over there and shut up and kill ads. No, he's not that kind of Sherpa. He wants you to experience it, especially if it's your first time. I noticed that when we were doing the raids, he was a very cool customer when it came to that stuff.
Yeah, and it was funny, too, because all he wanted was the ghost. So he put up with our shenanigans for probably about maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, so he put up with our shenanigans for about that long just to get the ghost and have a good laugh and that. So,
Jeez.
yep. So we did that, and now after all is said and done, now keep in mind, all right, I've only played and mained my Titan, so my Titan is now at 959.
Nice.
And my Hunter is at 955. So I played my Hunter through maybe 2 or 3 missions. And my Warlock, who I have not touched all season long, besides right before this, I went in and kind of leveled him up just by buying gear from my collections. I got to 819 or 890, something like that. And then I started going through I'm 50 levels into the season pass. So I started getting the armor that way. And without touching anything, without doing anything, cashing in prime engrams, not even a mission, I'm at 954 with my Warlock.
Wow. That's impressive, dude. For not putting much time into it. That's pretty smart.
Yeah. So, that's a little cheat code for Easy, who's not going to touch another class. As long as you get your, you just buy stuff from your collection, level up that way, and then start going through your season pass gear.
That is a pro tip. If you don't pick up the armor on the season pass, it does go up with your power. So if you wait till the very end,
it's on each character.
It's open for each character once you unlock that slot. So yeah, I've got some I'm still letting stay, but I guess it's too late now. I'm 950, so I have to pick it up.
Yeah, everything you get's gonna be 950.
That's the soft cap. Yeah. So.
Yep. So yeah, that was that's my experience. I did do a little bit of Iron Bannering, and that. But it's momentum control and Iron Banner. I mean, PvE for me is just non-existent this season. I mean, I'm knee-deep in PvP stuff.
Pinnacle or ritual weapons, right? Are you going for those?
Sadly, no. I'm
Really?
just enjoying PvP. I'm just enjoying jumping around, killing people.
See, I knew this was going to happen because when the first season just started and they talked about the solo comp playlist, that's where every time I popped on PS4, there's Hazel playing comp. You got your Recluse in a week.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
was bound and determined to get that shit.
Wow, and then you're just hooked now. It's a great feeling, man, because you know what? I think Ninja with Noel said this. He goes, nothing can ever duplicate the actions of another human being on the other end. No game can ever duplicate that intelligence, and it never is the same. So I love it. He says, I don't want to play PvE. I want to play people who are playing and thinking just like me and reacting to what I'm doing and stuff. So I get it, man. That's what PvP draws for me, is that fact that it's like a chess game. You're always playing and it's never the same. So,
Yep.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, guys, let's move on to our next segment, This Week at Bungie. Hey, Hazel, what's going on with This Week at Bungie? What's going on with the TWAB, man?
All right, so pretty much pretty short this week. Just the game to give that Bungie's doing. You can go ahead and donate for an emblem, new ghost shell, or some swag if you do $100 tier. Aside from that, make sure that you get your werewolf long sleeve t-shirts if you grinded a forge enough to get the strange coins for it. Or if you're like Matty and you actually did it legit, you know.
And Gatr. I did it legit, too.
Yeah, Gatr too.
Yeah, we were the suckers on that one.
Yeah, we got suckered, didn't we?
And then also there's an emblem that's for that too. So make sure to snag that for sure. One thing I wanted to say, actually, I don't know if anybody did this yet, but if you get to 950, go to Bungie Rewards and you get a powerful engram there just for being in Bungie Rewards. So free 950 loot.
Yeah, I already picked mine up.
Yep. See, I did mine today when I saw it. When I was looking at the shirt, I'm like, oh, maybe I want that.
I did it too early. I should have waited.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I did it too early. I already grabbed it. I didn't know there was a. I didn't think to even wait on it.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that didn't grab it, there you go. Congratulations. Merry Christmas from Hazel.
It's not even Christmas.
Aside from that is if you beat the dungeon, you can buy a sword. Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about getting it. Just to put behind me if I'm ever on Skype or something, just to have it hanging behind me. I don't know.
Yeah, what is the cost of that sword?
I did not look, and I don't know if I want to look. It's foam.
Yeah.
It's foam, though. It's foam. So I mean,
as far as I know, $77,000, $777.
oh, $777,777,777.
Yeah, something like that.
And then you enter the code, and it's like $477.
Oh, well, that's a bargain.
A foam
around maybe like $50-$60.
Yeah, a foam toy sword that I can get at Toys R Us that used to be in business.
And $30 for shipping.
Yeah, they're gonna have to ship it in dry ice because it's foam.
That damn shipping on Bungie stuff.
It's crazy, man.
Stuff on that.
They are insane. I didn't order my Moments of Triumph or whatever Summer Solstice. I didn't order my shirt this year because I didn't want to pay the shipping.
Well,
yeah.
I got just now. They just sent me a thing saying they shipped that. Remember that jersey when you got all the Gambit gear, tier 3? Yeah. I got the yellow one for being the one that was near the bank. Why am I can't come up with a word?
Sentinel.
Sentry.
Yeah,
I got all the Sentry armor, and I said, you know what? That is such a. It's got the snake across the front, and it's not a T-shirt; it's a jersey. So I'm thinking it's a really good quality shirt. Well, they sent me a notice, I guess, a couple months ago, and said, "Listen, the quality. We're not happy with the quality that they sent us from our first batch run of this. So if you want to get out, you can get out. But I'm just letting you know it's going to be 2 more months before you get this shirt." And they just now. I was like, hell yeah, I already paid for it. It's like, I think it was like $70-something. It wasn't cheap. But I figured that's what I would wear to Guardian Con next year, or this year coming up, if I decided to go. So, yeah, so that's finally going to get shipped. I should get that. And I'll take a picture of myself and post it on the Discord once I get it and see what you guys think about it. But it's it's 2-piece, and the snakes go up the side. It's really cool. And I'll have to suck in so I don't look like a fat dad wearing it.
Nice. And then the only other thing really from the TWAB is just that Bagel 4K reached 999 power.
Wow, I can't imagine how much time you put in to get to that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about Destiny-itis.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I don't think he played anything else, I'll tell you that.
No.
Yep. And then actually I just saw that Glad shared an image of him getting to 1,000 power.
What I heard
today. Just a little bit ago.
1,000.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Not Glad. He didn't get to 1,000.
No. But what I heard
Bagel did.
I heard that Glad actually got in with him or was communicating somehow through his stream and
he was walking him through.
Yeah, because he had never done the that old dungeon before or not.
Yeah. The Shattered Throne.
Throne. Yeah, that was pretty cool of him to do that. That's a true fan.
Exactly.
It's a true fan. But,
yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys.
Good guy.
What do you guys think of Shadowkeep so far? I know we haven't really touched on this yet. I mean, just your impressions so far. This is a new way of presenting content to us, right? It's not like, the old days of content, they would just like spill it all out and say, okay, have fun. But they're kind of spoon feeding it to us, aren't they? Kind of rolling things out little by little. I got to admit, I kind of like it because there's so much to do as it is. It's nice to say, okay, what's coming this week, And we know the Vex of that big Vex invasion's coming soon because they're building that portal behind Ikora.
Oh yeah, Ikora's gearing up. Yep.
I'm my curiosity has been what is up with my mind tonight? I guess it's just been a long day. It's just been a long day. My mind's like, you know what? I'm out.
Still crunching numbers on the car.
I think I am. I'm still thinking about did I get a good enough deal? I could have gotten $500 more for that trade-in. No, but she's gearing up for that for the Vex invasion, or where we invade into. Help me here. What's the name of the thing coming up? That next big Vex thing.
Vex
oh my gosh,
isn't it?
It's Vex offensive, but it's the
it's a certain boss. Oh well, I guess we'll have to find out later. I can't think of
Yeah,
it.
we'll edit that shit in.
Yeah, we'll edit it in.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We'll fix it in post. What do you guys think, though? What do you guys think of Shadowkeep so far? The way they're doing things.
So I think, well, first of all, I very impressed with the way that with the content that has come out. The campaign was not real, it was not real deep, but it was basically a catalyst to start what they were doing, which was to quote you, spoon feeding us.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like the way they're doing it. I like that they're not just dumping everything. Okay, it's October whatever was the date that the Shadowkeep launched, and here's everything that you're going to have for the season. And I mean, this community. You give them anything to do, and they'll have it done within a day.
Right.
So, I mean,
that's what we do. We burn through content. So now they've gotten
Absolutely.
smart. They've gotten smart. They're saying, okay, for all those crazy players that have already, done everything and telling everybody what to expect and spoiling everything. Now they're like, okay, we're just going to present it like a story, like it's unfolding. This is like a season. I like it, man. I like
I do too.
I know the head of Destiny. God,
Luke
Smith. He only came to me. He only came to me in a dream. I should know his name. Just like he said, though, just like Luke Smith said, he said it was going to wind out slowly, and I think it's exactly what I think he was trying to prepare us for it. Well, I mean, I know you guys haven't done a lot of the dungeon yet, but I got to admit the dungeon is it's lighter than a raid, but I love how deep it goes into the moon. The verticality of that dungeon just blows me away. I'm trying to remember what it reminds me of. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it though. But it reminds me of something from Destiny 1. But the boss fight at the end is so fun. I mean, we all work together, and one of us would go down. The other one would distract the boss, so the person could come around and get that person up and keep us moving. I tell you, I'm a big old school guy about boss fights. When I played video games as a kid, I always loved that there was a boss at the end before you can move on to the next level. When I played in the arcades, that's what I got that feeling again playing this.
Yeah, that's how video games were made. Back then, if you wanted to progress to the next level, you had to beat the boss at that level every single time.
And that's where the quarters went in, one after the other. Got it. Continue. 3, 2. Okay. I'm continuing. I'll do it. I'll get it this time.
Gosh darn it, they got me again.
Well, what about Iron Banner? I know you're not a big PvP player, Matty, but have you sunk your toes into Iron Banner? And I think you said that last season it kind of did it for you.
I haven't done it this season. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say I haven't done it. I did the first Iron Banner of the season. I did do a few matches,
right.
Enough to kind of wet my whistle. I started that quest, and I kind of just backed off, and I was like, no, I think this is not for me right now. I mean, Iron Banner is still Iron Banner. I don't think Iron Banner is going to get any better than it is, and I don't think it's going to go backwards either. So if Iron Banner, if Iron Banner is your thing, it's Iron Banner's in a good place right now. With the bounty system that they got in the quest, I hear that the quest is definitely easier this time around.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say.
That quest was brutal last season.
Oh, it was crazy, dude. I only got 2 characters done on the quest, and the very last week, the very last Iron Banner, I just squeezed out the one for my hunter.
I did 1 character, and it took me, I think, the last 2 Iron Banners just to finish it up to get the triumphs, so I could get the Sparrow,
right,
and the shaders.
And you know what? If you want to give us crazy quests like that take a long time, then either release the Iron Banner every 2 weeks instead of every month, or make the Iron Banner last 2 weeks instead of 1 week. Because I mean, people got things to do in their lives. I really only have time to play Iron Banner usually on the weekends. That's when I'm going to be jumping into it this weekend. That's the only time I have to do it, because if you don't have a group and you play it solo, it can really be frustrating. And I talked about this in the last episode. I hate the mechanic where everybody goes on that hunt where you capture all the zones. What it does, everyone spawns from everywhere. If you're in the middle, you have no clue where everybody's going to be coming from. You have no way to set up it just throws the whole control game out of whack. It's just like a free for all called Control, Crazy Control. I don't like it. They need to just go back to Control.
See, I like it. I love that. I mean, actually, I thought that was like one of the best things when it came to Iron Banner, was when they actually said, like, hey, it's not just about control at this point. It's, congratulations, you've locked it down. Now go and kill.
Right.
It just sort of, I mean, to me, it like took the shackles off, and it lets you just go ahead and play the game, and like it kind of merged control and team deathmatch in a way.
You know what? Here's the thing, Hazel. I won't get too deep into the weeds here, but the problem with going on the hunt, especially the team that's more aggressive, it can be a detriment. It can be a curse. Yeah. It can be a curse because a good team that's trying to come back could say, okay, they got us on the hunt. Everybody hide, stay in the back, stay as a group, heads up. Anybody comes at you, just obliterate them. Use your super if you have to. And then what happens is they spread out. They grab immediately, because you have to recapture all the zones. They immediately capture 2 of them, and then now the shoe's on the other foot. Now the team that was more aggressive is getting punished for being aggressive. Now they have to fight back in and figure out how to get that B point, that 50-yard line back.
Yeah, or they spawn in at the other side and the spawns flip and everything else. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if the other team the team that is, on the hunt is worth their salt, they should be able to, roll them basically. I mean, how many times have you been part of that where you're like, you just move them from one side to the other and you just keep rolling back and forth?
It's true. It can be a cursing. It could be a curse and a blessing. It just depends how you play the game, I guess. But let me switch gears here. What about the moon activities with all the new stuff that Eris offers and the new portal that's next door, getting farming guns and stuff? Have you guys really jumped into that a lot? I mean, with the memory fragments and stuff.
Yeah, that I've been doing a whole bunch of that stuff. That I think the moon for me was one of my favorite destinations. I would put it right up there with the Dreadnought for me.
Okay.
It was one of my favorite destinations. So like coming back to this, to the moon, I was like, all right, I can't wait for this. I know where all this stuff is. And now I'm running around on the moon. I'm like, I am so lost. What they've done to the moon is just amazing. And I mean, you can run around go from public event to those Vex portals all of a sudden coming down on top of you. The lost sectors. I mean, the 4 lost sectors that they added into this moon, onto the moon.
They're enormous, aren't they?
By far some of the best added content I've seen.
And you know what?
Just for the open area.
In Destiny 2, I think all the lost sectors are the most beautiful part of artwork that I've seen in Destiny 2. I mean, the worlds are great, don't get me wrong, but whatever planet you're on, each lost sector has a little characteristic that makes it different from the other, and I love that. It's the artwork, the environments in there is so cool. I just wish they would do a little bit more with it than just running in and farming stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know it's totally different on the moon. It's definitely different.
It is. I think lost sectors on the moon, I think they kind of listened to some of the feedback where it was just like, okay, the lost sectors, from vanilla didn't meet your expectations. How can we improve that?
Right.
I mean, and if you run that bounty from Eris, to do all 3 lost sectors, and you build up to the last lost sector, and it almost feels like just one big long strike.
And you get powerful rewards for it.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. And I don't know about you, but they're not as easy to find anymore. I jumped around that one in the middle. What's the middle part? The hub. Jeez, man.
God! What was
it was my favorite place on the moon. It's where I always hung out in the middle there.
We've been chasing names all night.
We have been, man. It's been terrible. I mean, I have an excuse. What's your excuse, guys?
I got up at 3:00 this morning.
Okay. So we'll just blame Hazel. Hazel should have all the answers.
Are you talking about, what is it? That one area where that big round area?
Yes.
Is?
What's that area called?
Anchor of Light?
Yes. There was one in the Anchor of Light. I was going all the way down to like not the dungeon, but one of the old keeps that go down into
With the tank,
Yes.
where you fight the fallen tank.
Yes, yes. And I
Yes.
looked all around for this damn lost sector, and finally I realized it was in a cave that I always looted, but there was a little jut out area that I didn't even realize was there. I love it, man. I love what they've done. It's really cool. So let me ask you, I got a question here. I have not kept up with the weekly memory stuff. Is there a catch-up mechanic, or am I just screwed if I haven't done any of the memory stuff? You know, to get the spooks of each of Eris's fire team members. Is there a way to catch up on that?
I know it didn't expire. So like I picked up the memory of Ariana.
Okay. That's the last one, right?
Yeah, that's the last one. So I picked that one up last week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it didn't expire at reset, which was good.
I guess my question here is, I have one of them where I have to go melee some nightmare majors, I guess, you know, around the nightmare.
Yeah. You gotta do finishers on the nightmares.
Yeah, it's the very first one, and I still have it. It's still in my quest. What my question is when I complete that, are they going to immediately throw the next one at me, or do I have to wait next week?
You might have to wait till I don't know.
Oh man, I hope that's
you
not the case.
might have to wait till reset.
I may be screwed then, because I might not have enough time in weeks. Because there's what do we have, 3 weeks left in the season?
Well, but that's Shadowkeep. I think that's going to stay.
Okay, so I can continue with that.
I think only the Vex offensive stuff is technically going away.
Well, what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of the Vex offensive, that seasonal content? Have you guys done a lot of it?
I've done a fair amount of it. Not enough to get the title.
I gave up on getting Undying. I just don't have enough time.
That's my problem with it too. I mean, you know, I probably, you know, I mean, I'm lucky if I get about 6 hours a week.
It kills me too, because it's gettable. I can do it all myself. I don't have to have a team with me. But it's a lot.
It really is very, very gettable. I think the toughest thing on that list to get is Randy's throwing knife.
Yeah, and I'm working on that too. And it's a lot of kills, dude. It takes a lot. Plus, you have to get the medals too. That takes some time.
It's a lot of kills from scout rifles.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Maybe that's why I sucked so bad the other night. I was using a Mida. Oh my god.
What was I trying? I was trying to use the Black Scorpion.
Oh yeah, fast firing. Yeah, it's a fully automatic. It's a vice weapon. Yeah, I like that gun.
I do like that gun. I got a halfway decent roll on one, but I mean, yeah, I like the fact that they're doing something that they haven't done before, and that's closing out a storyline.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
what we've all asked for.
Exactly. There's an end to, you know, I mean, Shadowkeep will remain throughout the year in and of itself because it's that's the name that's on the on the splash page as soon as the game loads up. But you know, the Vex offensive will lead into whatever we're getting next season. I don't even know if we have a name for the next season yet.
I can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
But yeah, I mean, I like that they're telling stories and trying to just close all the loops.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Hazel? What do you think? I haven't heard from you yet.
Well, I mean, it sucks that you asked me about the moon because, quite frankly, I mean, I just haven't been really doing much on the moon. I don't know why. I love the moon in D1, but for some reason, I'll get on. Being honest with everybody is that I would get on before I would do the Vex offensive, and then I would do the nightmare hunts, the 3 of those at 890 power or 860, and just I would knock those 3 out, get my loot, do the Vex offensive, get my loot, and then I didn't go back to the moon for anything. I still don't have the rocket launcher that rains down death, and I don't have that. I haven't done anything for Eris. I don't know. I'm not feeling it for some reason. I'm just like, whatever. I'll do it later.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's weird. I never felt that way before with Destiny, but because I'm spending all my time when I do get to play doing PvP.
Well, that brings me to my next question and my final question about Shadowkeep. With the battle pass, the battle bar now, do you feel like that's what you're working at every day now instead of the content? Because that seems to be what I've kind of leaned toward, is making sure that I get that done. I mean, I've got it done now, but that took a lot, probably half the season with me just making sure I unlocked everything because it was the fear of missing out. What do you guys think?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working on that battle bar more than anything else. Undying is neat and all that, but no, I don't know. For some reason, PvP's got its hooks in me deep, and I wish I could level up faster. I think that's the only reason why I didn't level up faster before, is because I was doing so much PvP, and I think it's harder to level up in PvP than it is in PvE.
Deathbringer, that's the name of that rocket launcher.
Yeah, sure it is.
I got it. I got it. It's a novelty. It's a novelty weapon, but I don't.
It is. It's a novelty weapon.
It
it hasn't found its niche yet.
No, I'm sure there'll be something in the future we'll need it for. But you can always go back and get it. It's not going anywhere. It's just the Vex offensive, and probably the thing behind a core is going to disappear eventually.
Yeah, I think that'll. Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, well, here's the thing, though, is that, being brutally honest, I mean, in Destiny 1, I knew how to get everything.
Right.
Now, with this, Xenophage, Deathbringer, all that good stuff, I don't even know the first idea of getting it. And I'm okay with that. I don't care. I don't know why. It's just, I'm like, I'm just going to get on. I'm going to go into comp. I'm going to do momentum control. I'm going to play Iron Banner. I'm going to do that.
What do you think of that game? Momentum control. I played a little bit of it too. I'm just curious what you think.
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I like it to a degree, but what I don't like is that everybody's using Jade Rabbit.
One shot. I was using it. I was one shot headshotting people. It was awesome.
Well, yeah, people. Yeah, especially if you're chasing Randy's throwing knife, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's in there getting Randy's throwing knife, so it's sort of just this hodgepodge of Jade Rabbit and nothing else.
There's tryhards in there using Randy's throwing knife too. Trust me.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean, you got the gun, dude. Now go play in the real Crucible. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I still need to post that clip of me just murdering everyone with the sweet business.
Yeah, you mentioned that you had that vest on too, the exotic vest.
Oh yeah, the active war rig.
So you just never run out of ammo.
It was nasty. I mean, I'm glad I didn't get hate mail, because
I used to take that chess piece into the raid. I mean, that was such a good chess piece.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I was the dummy and went, oh yeah, I can pop out and get this guy. He's not going to spray anybody. And I get that gun's a lot stronger than you think, man. Especially if you have someone who knows how to use it.
Yep, exactly. Well, I got the catalyst, so that helps.
Yeah.
Well, I'm basically at this point I'm doing. I think my three main goals for the rest of this season are the dungeon, the raid, and the season pass, the progression.
Right, the bar.
I'm at rank 60. I want to get to 100, which shouldn't be too bad. And I'm just trying to play whatever way I think is going to make it the most fun for me.
That's what it's all about. I think that's what they're doing now, is they realize everyone has their own priorities in this game, and that they've given us all the options to do it however way we want.
Yeah, make it your own.
This game is really set up right now, for a variety of play styles. You have people that are chasing 999 power, versus people like me who are just like, I'll get to 950, 960. I'll do the raid, I'll do the dungeon. I'm going to go in and have fun. And do this and do that. But the game seems to be built to be able to be enjoyed by all different play styles now.
There is a bit of FOMO, but it seems like it's a little less now. When Forsaken came out, there was so much to do. I almost froze. It was crazy. I wasn't used to having to do so much.
There's still a lot to do right now, but I think you can kind of compartmentalize it.
Exactly. And when I hop on, I'm like, okay, 3 weeks left of the season. What do we want to get done here? Because the ritual weapons, they're going to stick around, right? So if you don't get them this season,
no, they
go away.
What?
They're gone. Yep.
Yeah, then they're going to be released into the wild later on.
Oh, panic mode.
Yeah, they will make a return at some point in time, but they're not saying how either. Though.
I remember that statement. Now. Crap. So, Oh my gosh, I got a lot of work to do. So it's gonna be those weapons for me. And from what I heard, the edgewise, I think you can just jump into a lost sector and get all your kills that way to get that. I'm gonna have to do that too.
You can even grab a fixed odds machine gun and do that, and then pop out of the lost sector every once in a while to hit a rally flag.
That makes sense. And you just go you just do a regular nightfall. You can do it all by yourself. That way you're not impacting other people's games, right?
Yep.
I like it. I like having that option at least. Yeah, it's exactly it. You look at this week and you're like, okay, week 1 of week 3, the 3 weeks that are left, what are we gonna do? And my biggest thing is I can't seem to concentrate on one thing. I keep getting scatterbrained. I keep getting pulled in different directions, and it kills me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you log on, and you see the first thing you see is a banner that says what's coming up next week, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I want to try that.
Yeah. So this week, I was like, I'm gonna crunch Iron Banner. I'm going to get those bounties done on all 3 characters. Those are all pinnacle rewards. It makes sense. I'm at 950 now. It makes sense. And now I get +2, because they up that now to double. So you only need 4 slots of the next power level up, and you can move up. So that's going to double the speed of that happening. So that's my goal this week is Iron Banner. Get those pinnacle activities done. And not even the ones that are in the world, like the Super Nightmare scenario and the Super Nightfalls and stuff. I just have no motivation to do those.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I feel the same way.
And I agree with you, Hazel. I did the Vex Offensive one or two times, and I haven't been back to that. I haven't been doing the Nightmare hunts because why? I mean, they're nice and short, yes, but there's no specific gear to each level of the Nightmare hunts. It's just more gear and maybe a little bit higher, And I guess people like to put their gear together for certain scenarios with all those modifiers they have built in, but I don't know, I gotta look at my time, What am I gonna do? I got, I probably got a total of 8 hours this weekend to get Iron Banner done, so I don't have time to mess with that other stuff. But at least I have the option, right?
Right. You got to figure out what's going to get you the most bang for your buck.
Okay. I was just curious, guys. I appreciate the discussion. Anything else anybody wants to add? Anything else?
I had a question, but I forgot.
I already answered that question.
Thank you.
You did.
Thank you, Hazel, because that is going to be another soundbite that I'm collecting. I'm collecting a group of sound bites of all my hosts and guests, and that one was perfect, Hazel. I'm going to keep that one for future reference. I had a question, but I forgot about it.
You are welcome.
All right, guys, let's move on.
Overtime. Let's do this.
All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week. Twitter and Discord questions. We don't have anything from Twitter this week, but boy, do we get a lot from Discord here. So, Hazel, why don't you go first, man? Pick one out of there for Matty, and we'll see what we got.
All right, we got AKA Chabot. My bad.
The bot craze.
Yes, exactly. Question for your guest: why do you think so many people hate Tom Brady? He's a beautiful human being.
Tom Brady is a beautiful human being. I think it goes back to my earlier comment. I think everybody just, is starting to hate. This team has been dominating since 2001. And we're in 2019 now, and all you hear about, year in and year out is the Patriots. But I'm going to say this. Not as many people hate Tom Brady as they like to think that there are. Tom Brady, for 2 years in a row, has had the highest sales of NFL merchandise the last 2 years running.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, some of these people are doing it because it's fashionable, and and then some people are just full of it.
Yeah, and I think also some people need expensive toilet paper.
Well, if that's your thing,
that's expensive toilet paper.
I mean, that is some really expensive toilet paper. I don't know what, Brady shirts aren't cheap.
Here's my take.
At least they're soft.
Here's my take on it. Brett Favre, same scenario. Older guy, works really hard. He's been playing the game a long time. But let's just face it, Brett Favre is not a model. He's not married to a model.
No, that's for sure.
Last time I checked. Since he sends the dick pics to everybody, but anyway, he's
model Wranglers.
Yeah, okay. Well, that just secures my point here. Wranglers aren't exactly fashion jeans. He's like the everyday guy, right? So no one really harped on Favre when he was playing well into his 30s, into 40 in the league. So I think it's just a natural distaste, or maybe it's envy of someone who's good looking and is good at what they do, and of course makes a crap ton of money. I just think it's resentment, just usual resentment that people have against beautiful people out there that seem to have it all together. And I mean, my God, the guy looks pretty good. You know, I gotta admit, I'm a dude here, but I'd like to look like that guy. You know, and if you see that show, Talking with Myself, I don't know if anybody saw that yet.
That scene.
Brady is in the scene, and it's hilarious, man. He actually kind of acted. He actually did an okay job, but I think that's my take on it. I think it's just the beauty thing. This guy seems to have it all together, and there's just a little bit of resentment toward. Maybe they think he's too Hollywood. I don't know.
They're all jealous. They hate us because they ain't us.
Well,
The anus?
Ain't-
That's not even a thing.
jeez. Well, Matty,
I love that thing.
Matty, you asked this question. Why don't you read it out? I moved it over. You asked it in a different part of our Discord, and I moved it over to here. So I figured I'll let you ask it.
All right. What have you guys done with all the 1.0 armor in your vault? My vault's getting pretty full, and I need to make some room. So I was wondering, should I just wholesale shard it, as I haven't touched it in a while anyway? So what are you guys doing with all of your old armor?
I still have all of my armor in my vault still. I did give it a once over just to see if anything was below 50. And anything that was below 50, I looked at the stats to see if anything was like 20 or higher on any stat. So, I'll be damned. I looked at my Warlock for the first time right before this. Like I said, I have like 4 or 5 chests that are actually 60s.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. So you look over that shit, because I'll be honest, there's some good stuff out there. I think one chest on my Titan is 63. And I'm like, all right, well, neat.
That's very rare, man. For
So,
legendary armor, that's very rare.
Yeah, so go ahead and, I just use Dim and, I actually use Ishtar for everything. But, just look over that and see what's in there. I know, I think on, what is it? Dad Tales, they were talking about, what they were going to do, how to, mark stuff for deleting and that. What I do is I just lock everything, and then what I'll do is I'll unlock the pieces I want to delete. That way I know, hey, okay, I can delete this, I can delete that. So,
well, my take on it is I dismantled everything for shards. That was year one, but I'm a gun collector. So if you go to my vault, you'll see Claws of the Wolf. You'll see 7 of them with all different rolls. Because I'm a big Crucible geek. I like to test weapons out. And even though I'm a hoarder too, and there's a lot of weapons in there that I probably haven't used in a while, I still have in the back of my head that some super roll is going to come out that someone finds out about. And once they have it, I'll say, oh wait, I got that gun. Let's use it. But as far as armor, what I did is I looked over all my armor at the end of last season, and I said, what has enhanced perks? Because those are going to be hard to come by. You can turn in your Iron Banner bounties and get some possible enhanced perks, and I did get a few, but not the ones I was looking for. I mean, enhanced hand cannon loader or enhanced hand cannon targeting. I don't use hand cannons, so that's a waste for me. So what I did, I have my Titan has a lot of the Dreaming City armor that came with a lot of enhanced mods from doing the weekly stuff over there.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have some of those I'm still hanging on to, and the perks aren't super strong. They're probably in the mid 50s, but those enhanced perks, man. I heard someone told me that some of them are bugged. So same for exotics. Anything that didn't have enhanced perks on it, I would just dismantle it and then pull it from collections with the new 2.0 system built in. So that's for as far as armor, that's what I've been doing. It's mainly guns that's in my vault. Not a lot of armor left. So
Yeah, I got a ton of guns, but I'm not getting rid of any of those, so I need to make room for get rid of the armor.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, exactly. But
Well,
definitely look over that stuff, though.
Yeah,
No, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that.
good point.
Checking
Good
out
point.
the stats on those. I just figured that they'd be garbage.
Well, the next question for Matty comes from Drafty. And he says, does Massachusetts traffic get better in the winter when your slow drivers head to Florida?
Oh, man, I wish.
Jeez.
Oh, man, I wish. No, unfortunately, no. The weather only makes things worse. No, imagine So Gator, you've driven around Boston.
Yep.
You know,
It's
so
crazy.
Some of those, yeah, it is. It's absolutely crazy. Now imagine some of those streets losing a lane or two because that's where all the snow is.
I got an old buddy, shout out to Joe Taco if he listens to this podcast, one of my old buddies from Battlefield days, and he had a picture of his house literally buried in snow. He opened his door and cut a path. It looked like The Shining, man. Cut a path to his car. I said, what world is this? I can imagine what a snowfall like there is like there. I can't even imagine. It was above his windows. It was at his roof line.
It gets really bad sometimes. I mean, not as bad as like you go to some of the like upstate Michigan and stuff like that, or Buffalo, New York, where they get right up on the border. But I mean, we can get a snowstorm, 18, 24 inches of snow. There's, next week you get another one. There's no way to put anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. Unfortunately, with all the snowbirds heading south for the winter, the driving still doesn't get any easier.
Gotcha.
Ouch. That hurts. Another reason not to go to Florida.
What?
Anyway. What?
Huh?
Hey, question from AKA Cheba. So, how old was Salty when you realized he could beat you in the Crucible?
Uh-oh.
Oh man, how old was he or how old was I?
We'll go with both.
27. All right, so 2 years ago. So he was 12 years. I think he was 12 years old when I realized that he was most definitely playing on a different level than I was. I think it was the end of Destiny 1 Year 3. Age of Triumph, all that stuff. And he was away, staying at my mother's house for a week. And he asked me, he's like, hey, can you blah, 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 on my Titan or my Hunter for me to, finish this quest up and do this or do that. And one of the things he asked me to do was PvP. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do some PvP for you. It's not my thing, but okay. I jumped into PvP, and the lobbies that I was getting into, I was severely outclassed. I'm sitting there going, I'm like, I'm never this. I mean, I'm bad, but I'm like, this is horrible. What's going on here? And then I realized, like, I'm playing in his lobbies.
Yep.
I can't compete with this. I'm like, he's 12. I don't get it.
It's like me and It's like me and the Death RX guys last night. I jump in their lobby. I'm like, oh, this is a whole different level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does count.
It's like traveling to another country, where you don't speak the language.
Yeah.
And people are just talking to you. Yeah. And you're expected to keep up.
Sounds about right.
That's amazing. I hope I never find out.
I hope you don't.
Jeez. Hey, speaking of AKA Chabot, he's got another one for Matty here. He says, what the hell is a dim mock? Also, can you do it? Or would you just use the forehead method like Ray Jackson? This is over my head. Go ahead, Matty.
So what he's referring to is what could basically be called a death punch or a death touch.
From your karate.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And Ray Jackson is Donald Gibbs' character in Bloodsport with
nice. Tong Po. Yeah.
No, well, he was
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Not John. He was Jean-Claude Van Damme's friend in that movie. The same actor played Ogre in the Revenge of the Nerds movies.
Oh yeah. That's right, and he dies. I remember that.
Yes. He gets hospitalized.
No. Okay, it's been a while since I've seen it. Bloodsport, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the dim mock in that movie is they asked Jean-Claude Van Damme to perform this technique. They wanted him to break a brick, but they picked a certain brick. It was like 2 or 3 bricks down, and you couldn't damage the other bricks to do it. So he did it, and the judge is like, okay, yeah, you're fine. You can compete. You've been taught this method, by the person you say taught you. And Ray Jackson is like, oh, I can do that. And he, takes his fist and just smashes through the bricks and then grabs another one and headbutts it.
That sounds like something an ogre would do.
Yeah. I don't know if I could hit somebody with a death punch, and I don't think I want to find out. But I don't think I'd use my forehead.
No.
Nice.
I want to know how Chabot knew about that question. I'll have to ask him next time we see him.
He's done a little martial arts training himself in his younger days. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's where, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, Tong Po was in Kickboxer, not Bloodsport.
Oh.
Correct.
Okay.
What was his name? Chong Li, I think. Or
Yeah.
was that Chung Li? That's Street Fighter.
Chun Li.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Wrong show.
Whoa. Yeah, sorry. This is the Jean-Claude Van Damme channel for a second there.
I think that's all of them from Matty, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well,
now
we get to choose what we want.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
moving on from the death punch questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we're going to get to the serious ones.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So, Scum Death actually has a really good one here that's pretty deep, actually.
Okay.
By the time you read this, I shall have moved in with the missus. I've been putting it off for 9 years, and I can't put it off any longer. What is the biggest thing in your life that you kept putting off?
Growing up.
For fucking real, man.
Really? That's what my wife always tells me.
Man, what is something?
All right, I'll answer. This was real easy to me. It's getting in shape. I put it off for so long. I'm finally.
Oh yeah.
Now with these new competitions that we have every quarter, I'm starting to get motivated now, especially with people like Fluffy, Admiral Nips, Agent H, even Racer. I saw he was losing a lot of weight too. I'm getting motivated, dude. I think it's gonna click now. I'm hoping.
I think the only other thing I ever put off, and I don't think I intentionally put it off because I didn't know I was, as bad as I was I needed to quit drinking, and it took, it took one of those moments for me to realize, it was time to stop. But that would. I think that's probably the only other thing I think I ever put off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine would be actually like moving down to be with my girlfriend, which would eventually become my wife. We dated for probably, I want to say, like 10 years. And basically how I grew up was my parents they did the best they could, like all parents.
Mm-hmm.
And like they basically had like where they'd shut off, like we'd have like something shut off all the time, the power, the water, cable, phone, whatever. It was like a random rotation of things that would be randomly shut off. So for me, I was like, if I move down to be with you, I don't want to fail at anything. I want to make sure that I've got enough money, that I have this, that I have that. I want everything covered because I don't want to go through that. And yeah, exactly. And she just like basically drew a line in the sand and said, hey, if you want to be with me, you got to get over that shit. And she's like, if you want to be with me, she's like, we'll make it work. I promise. And I'm like, okay. It was just, I had to get over it. I mean, and she luckily was there to put up with my ass for that. So, hey dudes, question for you. If you went out with the missus for a night and got absolutely wasted, so wasted that when she went to bed, you threw up all over a brand new sofa and shat on the kitchen floor, try your best to clean it up, or would you blame it on the cats? The cats option never works. Asking for a friend. Thanks, guys. I fucking love you all.
Take it away, Hazel.
Me?
I don't know what to answer. That's never happened to me before.
And you think it's happened to me?
I don't know. Let's ask Matty. Throw it to Matty.
I've done some pretty messed up stuff, but I don't think I've ever threw up on a brand new sofa and shat on the floor.
Wow. Well, maybe.
But I guess I would probably blame the cat.
God, what else can you do? That's embarrassing, man.
Yeah, that's not me. That's the cat. Look, there's hairballs in there too.
Yeah, I'd say I'd blame the cat, and I would actually use the cat as like my catalyst. So I'd be like, yeah, the cat threw up, so I had to throw up over here, but I clean up the shit.
Well, there's a question above it. It's very close to this very question. This is from Agent H. It's a question for the show. What's the dumbest thing you can remember doing while heavily intoxicated? I was too lazy once while drunk and didn't want to walk up the stairs to the bathroom, so I pissed in the cat's litter box. That's high marks. Not bad.
Yeah,
That's
I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for this question.
All right, I can't wait.
Actually. So yeah.
That's all right. Let's see then.
Wow, Matty's got an assortment of answers he's having to choose from.
Well, I'm trying to remember. No, I just was so. There was one night I came home and I'm walking sideways down the driveway. I decided I am not feeling good. I'm just going to lay down. And there's a spot between my parents' garage and the fence for the neighbors, and that's exactly where I decided to throw up and take a nap.
Wow.
And
In that same spot?
Yep, and my sister came out of the house at whatever time it was, and she's like, "Hey, get your ass inside." Like, okay.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hazel, I am all ears.
So I don't remember how old I was. I know that I was not 21. But I was heavily intoxicated with a buddy of mine. And I'm the type of drunk that basically, as I drink, I get thirsty. So I drink more. Because that's what makes sense, right?
Sure.
There's water and beer.
Water schmatter.
You counting the ice cubes?
There's no ice cubes in a can.
I know,
buddy.
that's my point. The frost.
So yeah, we were way too drunk for that age and everything else. So I was staying at his house, and he was staying at his grandparents' house. So we were at his grandparents' house, and I don't remember what time it was, but I ended up I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be sick. This is not good. And the bathroom was actually right next to his grandparents' door, and I didn't want to throw up there. I remember thinking this actually. I'm like, what I'll do is I'm going to take my shirt off, throw up in my shirt, and then I'll dispose of my shirt in the morning.
Okay.
I love how Gator's following this. Okay.
I'm taking notes.
So I'm taking notes. Nice. Skull, don't do what Hazel did.
Bad. Very bad.
Oh yeah.
So-
No. Skull, please no.
Yeah, learn from your others' mistakes. So here I am. I take my shirt off, throw up in my shirt. Plan going according to we're going according to plan here. So I bundle my shirt up, and then I'm like, wow, I'm really tired. So I actually lay down and go back to sleep right next to my shirt.
Oh.
Oh.
My buddy wakes up at some point and goes, what the fuck is that smell? And it's still dark out and everything else, and he's like, dude, wake the fuck up. He's yelling at me and everything else, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, what is that? And I was like, I threw up. I'm like, see, I put it in this shirt. See, I thought he'd be proud of me. So he was not proud of me, FYI. So we end up taking the shirt, throwing it out of a window. It landed on a car that coincidentally belonged to his grandparents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So the next morning, we got woken up at like 6 a.m. and we had to wash his car.
Oh, the sun beating on it. Ugh. Damn.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, as you guys probably know, the Gatr doesn't drink much. And I'll tell you why. Because when I went to Florida, I was living in a place called a Cliggett Living Organization. It was a student-run organization. It was like a student-run dorm. It was off campus, just barely. And we had celebration night for all the new guys, like me. And all I remember, I dressed up. We had to wear a costume. I dressed up. And the last thing I remember is Seagram 7 being poured directly into my mouth. I had my mouth, up toward the ceiling. And they were just literally just pouring it in. And as they were pouring it in, I was just swallowing it. Just downing it. And the next morning, my head was in the little trough of the urinal.
Oh.
I didn't care.
Nice.
I was so sick. I had alcohol poisoning. It was really bad. I was sick for days. It was so bad. I don't know how my liver survived. But that's the reason Gatr doesn't drink a whole lot anymore, because that one moment scared the shit out of me when I was a student. And now I just, I have beers and stuff. I like to enjoy different beers. But yeah, I don't want to wake up with my head in the little bendy part of the urinal the next morning. And I was laid up in bed forever. Not a really crazy answer, but that's the reason the old Gatr doesn't drink a whole lot anymore. So,
Well, I'll just go in order, actually, for Garen at 420. Question for the podcast. Well, actually, for Nutbot. Why won't you play comp with me? LOL. So, yeah, I actually turned off my notifications on the PlayStation, so it wouldn't tell me, like, when, hey, this person's on, and that kind of thing, because that got really annoying. So I turned it off, and I only get, like, notifications on my phone. And I didn't have my phone, and that's the reason why I didn't play with Garen. But because of that, I did actually turn back on my notifications. So now, Garen, if you want to hit me up, we can play, or if I see you on, I'll make sure I hit you up for some comp, because I damn sure will be in there.
Yeah, I've raided with Garen long ago. He's a cool dude.
Yep, same.
I like him. Uncle Scumdeath asks, what sport did you play at school? I played fuck all, which means I guess he didn't play any.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that means nothing.
What about you? What about you, Matty? What did you play?
So I played a little high school football, and I used to do shot put for track and field.
Nice. For me, I played. I was huge into baseball. I played baseball ever since I was 10 years old. I moved up and played all the way up into junior college, actually. I love playing baseball.
Nice.
I love to hit. I was very good at hitting. Fielding, I was average, but I love to hit. I still play, my company-sponsored softball league every now and then. It's been a while since we've done it, but still love hitting the ball. But I played some football, too. It just wasn't my game. That was it for me.
Nice. For me, I played football. I was offensive and defensive line. It was great. I loved it.
With the hair coming out of the helmet?
Damn straight, buddy. Out the ear holes.
You need to name yourself Frobot. Or did Flip already get that name? Flip might already grab that.
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say, I'm like Flip. I'll concede that to Flip.
Okay,
we can share joint custody.
Exactly. I got one from Fluffy Fingers MD here. Bear with me. It's a big one. If you had to rock socks with sandals, if you
Took my line.
if you had to rock socks with sandals or shoes with bare feet for a week, which would you choose? You can treat this normally. You can treat this normally. You can change socks each day. You only have to wear them when you would normally wear shoes or sandals. What do you guys think?
I'm going shoes with no socks, because I don't like sandals at all.
I've got a pair of Tevas. I don't know if I could get myself to wear socks with them, though. I guess
I'll put you in touch with Salty. He does that.
Okay. I have to go sandals because I can't stand wearing shoes without socks. I'm a big sock guy. I wear socks everywhere, even in my house because I have nasty dogs running around. I don't want that touching my wood floors. I don't know. Just weird about that, I guess. What do you guys?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'd have to go with the sandals and socks. My wife would absolutely make fun of me relentlessly.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, I can't do the shoes with no socks. I don't know. I just can't do it.
You got to ask this next one.
Oh, so we're just going in order now?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
For fuck's sake.
Well, we got a little bit of time still. We'll see how many we can crank out here.
This is from Uncle Scumdeath. When Mosh and Mac and I get into trouble with the other halves for playing too much Destiny, we call it a Demestiny. Has Destiny ever made you have a Demestiny? Love the show.
I'm trying to think the varying degrees of a
Demestiny.
Demestiny.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in trouble, but I think I've definitely irritated, aggravated, or generally made mad my spouse every once in a great while for playing a little too much.
Yeah, I get that. When I first started playing Destiny 1, I was crazy player. And I did, I'll admit it, I was bad. It had hooks in me so bad that I was starting to ignore the family and the life, in the house and stuff. It was pretty deep. And there was a come to Jesus meeting with the family and I. And I decided, you know what? Okay, I get it. And ever since, now my kids are out in college years later, but my wife and I have an understanding. There's time for us to go and do stuff like movies, or she wants to go hiking this weekend in the park down the street. So looking forward to that. And then
Sounds like it.
And then there's time, then I have my Destiny time, and it's usually after 9:00 every night. So that's how I deal with it.
Just make sure you wear the socks with the sandals when you go out hiking.
God. She'd make fun of me
That's his
too.
thing.
Oh God. Just socks, no sandals.
For me, the worst it got was when I got a new headset, and I put it on, and pretty much it's like noise canceling, and then I run the sound through there so it doesn't get loud, and
Sure.
I wake up the kid and stuff like that.
Sure.
Well, like my daughter was like giving my wife, I think my daughter was sick, and then just giving her a bunch of shit, stuff like this, and I couldn't hear it. And she came down and she was super pissed at me. She's like, "Can't you hear this?" And I had to take the headset off to hear her say, "Can you hear this?" And that was absolutely the not right moment to go, "What? I can't hear you."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it
Yeah.
before too.
Yeah. And it was quickly after that where I was like, "Hey guys, I have to go." And then, yeah, that was the worst it got. And I felt horrible.
Yeah. Well, we got some Halloween related ones here. I think we better get those knocked out because Halloween's already come and gone. I'll start with the first one here. It's from Drafty. He says, I had a radio controlled spider that I would put under my truck and chase trick-or-treaters away as they came up the driveway. What fun pranks have you done to kids on Halloween?
Yeah, I never really played pranks on trick-or-treaters.
Oh, I've got stories.
I think the only one. I think the worst thing I ever did to a trick or treater was basically shut off my lights. That's about it.
You're so harsh, man.
That's awesome.
It's like, well, I'm out of candy, so click.
That's great.
I would dress up as a dummy, and I would sit on a chair, and I'd have another dummy in another chair. But I'd wear a mask where they couldn't see it was a real person inside, and I'd stuff myself so it looked like it was fake. And when I was 13, when I was over trick or treating. And I said, well, I can't trick or treat anymore, so now I can just scare trick or treaters. This poor couple brought their little 2-year-old up to the door. And he was at the door, rang the doorbell. He was right next to me. All of a sudden, I started slowly coming to life, moaning and stuff. And the look on those parents' faces, man, the husband was just cussing me out. So I can't believe you do this, having shit. What the hell? And I loved it, man. I was a devious little 13-year-old. I loved to play pranks.
You are absolutely the worst type of human being.
I loved it, man. At the time, it was so funny. Oh my God. Now as a dad, I think back, I was like, wow, that was bad. But
Yeah. I hated that. There was a house that would always do like something like that, and I hated going there. My parents were always like, "Yeah, let's go." And I was like, "Guys, I know that I'm gonna get this shit scared out of me. This sucks." But they had a good laugh at me.
yeah.
So with this, I've never really pranked trick-or-treaters before, but a prank that we did at work for because where I used to work, we sold like Christmas trees and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And we took the circuit box, or not the circuit box, but basically like the remote control box, and we plugged it in at this guy's computer, and he didn't know this. And what we would do is we would turn it off and turn it on whenever we wanted. So he'd be working away, and then we'd hit the button, and it would shut off, and you'd hear, "Fuck!" Then we'd turn it back on.
Jeez.
And then it got to the point where he called IT. Well, I knew the IT guy, so I talked to the IT guy, told him what was going on, and we were like, hey, this is what we're doing and stuff like this. So he's like, "Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know. All right." So then he went over. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It looks fine to me. I don't know what's going on." He's like, and he stayed there for like an hour. And then the minute he left, the guy sat back down at his desk. I hit the button. He's like, "It fucking did it again." And then we turned it back on. And then he came back and he looked. And he's like, "It's back on. What's going on?" And it was great. It wasn't until I actually left that I gave him the remote and said, "Here, I'm like, by the way, the plug is underneath your desk. And this is what I've been doing to you for about 6 months in a row."
Oh my God.
Yeah. Chubby Wizard, do you squeeze the toothpaste from the end of the tube, or are you a homicidal maniac that squeezes toothpaste from the middle?
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I have my own tube of toothpaste, so I don't have to share with anyone else. my wife uses her own, the kids use their own. So some days I will just grab it with my whole hand, because it's 3-4 o'clock in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth for the first time,
I am with you, man.
and just squeeze that right out. Of course, yeah, then I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot, because then I'm trying to work it back down, up from the bottom.
I know where you're coming from, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Matty. I do it the same way. I'm usually late at night when I brush my teeth, and I have my own toothpaste as well. My wife has her own brand that she likes to use. And I mean, I roll it up at the bottom where it's taut, but then I squeeze from the middle, and then I just keep rolling.
Oh yeah,
keep moving up. I keep readjusting as it goes, and because then I'm all about wetting the brush, throwing the toothpaste on, and then wet it again, so it's nice and soaked. It's into the brush end. It's perfect.
Yep.
What about you, Hazel?
You're the worst type of human beings ever.
What?
No. You squeeze it from the end. You never squeeze from the middle, because it's such a pain in the ass, because you gotta get it all out, man.
I will when it gets low, but for now, I'm living the life, man. I'm squeezing from the middle.
I mean, it's like
the
last few bachelor things you got left,
You gotta grab the toothpaste by the balls, man.
That's right. Right by the dick neck.
What kind of toothpaste are you using that has balls?
No, you know what I mean.
That's not a toothbrush in your mouth, then.
No, you gotta just grab it. You gotta just grab it and squeeze it. You gotta just grab life and just squeeze it. That's what I meant to say. Edit.
That is not at all what you said.
I'll save that. I'll save that for later. I'll save that bit. It's fair enough. I gotta do it on myself every now and then too. Okay, we got one from Grugrux43. What kind of candy did you hate getting at Halloween?
Raisinets.
Oh God,
those aren't bad.
Oh my God, raisins are not candy.
Oh, but they're coated in chocolate. Delicious.
Well, I mean, you're taking perfectly good chocolate and ruining it.
I used to eat those in the theater back when they sold them.
Oh, It's like putting pineapple on a pizza.
Well, I can really, I agree. I agree, brother. I agree there.
Oh my god, man, I'm so outnumbered.
You are outnumbered. Easy can't save you tonight.
Toothpaste squeezers from the middle.
Easy, where's Easy? Help me, Easy.
Can we get an easy button?
All right, here, I'll use Easy button.
Hey man, I've been thinking about paying someone $20 to get me the Recluse.
Done.
There we go.
All right.
What were those shitty candies that were pink and white?
Good and plenty.
Yeah,
Pink and
that
white.
shit.
Oh, that's black licorice, man. Those are good too. Got a little candy shell around them. What is wrong with you guys?
See, I liked good and fruity.
Those are a softer version, but the good and plenty was more of a sophisticated candy eater.
What?
'Cause you gotta kind of work through the shell, and then you get that nice black licorice in the middle. It's awesome, man. I'm not recording. I'm not recording that one.
I didn't know you were supposed to have your pinky up while eating good and plenty.
No, you got to leave this shit in. This is.
No, I don't know, man. I'll need some convincing.
No, you got to leave this in.
All
I swear
right.
to God, man.
Okay, fine.
I
Fine.
swear. That's great. Sophisticated. I'm picturing now exactly. I was picturing like eating it with my pinky up, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
fuck
candies, man. Come on.
Yes. I was eating some of these at the club.
Pardon me, do you have any good and plenty?
No, I have good and better.
Oh.
Okay, bad candies. Bit of honey. I hated them because they always melted and they always got stuck in the bag. And and if you have fillings, forget about it. Those are coming out. So good. Yeah, I'd have to say bit of honeys was the candy I hated because I didn't want honey in my candy. I just want candy.
Question from Scumdeath. Have you ever been tricked because you didn't give the kids some candy? I hear eggs smashed on your house is a favorite one. I toilet papered somebody's house because they didn't give us candy.
Yeah, I was going to say, toilet paper, we usually kept the eggs for ammunition against the other kids that had eggs.
That's right.
So we would throw them at each other, not the houses.
I've been egged, but not during Halloween, so I can't say it's because of that. I mean, there's just people just drive by and just egg cars. That happens a lot here in my neighborhood. And lately, knock on wood, it hasn't happened in a while. But one year we didn't do Halloween trick-or-treating, and now we don't do it at all because we don't have any kids or grandkids. So someone grabbed my my little metal mailbox flag and twisted it. They did that to me one year, and other than that, no one's really done anything since. Knock on wood. People say, "What are you going to be for Halloween?" I'm like, "I'm going to be at the movies. That's what I'm going to be at Halloween." Get off my lawn.
That's awesome.
Let's ask this one from Agent H. It's how's everyone liking the new game Momentum Control? I think we know Hazel's answer.
Yeah, I gotta say I haven't tried it.
Oh, you got to try it before it goes away, man.
Yeah, I'll probably. It's just. Yeah, I know. I do. I gotta try it.
Think
You
hard.
know what? I just got a Jade Rabbit the other day
There
too.
you go.
So maybe I'll go in there.
You
Lot-
can be like every other son of a bitch in there.
A lot of people
Well,
in there.
you know.
They're getting their catalyst done because there's such easy kills.
I can get my Jade Rabbit catalyst done. I can squeeze my toothpaste from the middle.
There you go, man. That's the plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw something in the Discord quick for everyone.
Oh no. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with a question he also has about the game type. He says, I got my first Ghost in the Night medal today. Does it still count if I got it in Momentum playlist? I cannot answer that question, H. I do not know. I've never gotten a Ghost in the Night playing that game type. I have in other game types. I don't know.
I'm just going to go ahead and say, yeah, hell yeah, it counts.
Yes, I got one. I got a Ghost in the Night as well, in Momentum, and yes, I will assume it counts because it's still, ticked off a box. So anyone else can suck it.
Oh, I thought he meant can you get the medal in Momentum Control? So I guess you answered that question. Okay. Yeah,
no, he was asking, does it count if he gets it in there?
Yes, of course. You stayed alive and you played well, and you should get the medal. Absolutely. I'll change my answer then. Okay.
If Shax was yelling and screaming at the time, it absolutely counts.
Nice. I'm going to finish up with one more question because it's from one of our newer Discord members and a good friend of mine from long ago. This is one of my AGA friends. This is Jughead. This is Craig. Podcast question. How many games do you have in your library, and do you think you'll ever finish them all? Nope.
Yeah. Short answer is too many and nope. I ain't. Oh man, just my Steam catalog alone.
Oh, don't get me started. Those damn sales they have.
Yeah, the Steam catalog, a couple of games on the Ubisoft launcher, Epic launcher. I still haven't finished Borderlands 3.
Yeah,
and then all my PS4 games. And every month I'm logging on, and claiming my 2 free games too.
Right.
Yep.
We could, you guys call it Destiny-itis. It's the reason we don't play other games.
That's a testament. That's a testament to Destiny because think how many games have been out, man. There's a lot of competition, and still we end up still playing Destiny.
How many times do you see somebody comment in Discord saying like, "Man, I haven't even taken the wrapper off of that game yet."
I've got a couple of games I'm staring at right now. Let's see. I'm curious. Let's see what games I have here. I'm looking at these are PS3 and PS4 games. I've got okay, it's a movie. That doesn't count. I've got Titanfall on the wrapper for Xbox
That's
One.
a good one, man. You need to play that for real.
What, the first one or the second one?
Oh, the first one?
That's the first one. Titanfall.
Oh no, forget that then.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The reviews are so bad.
I assumed it was Titanfall 2 because that's from my understanding, that's the only one worth owning.
I've got NASCAR 08.
Man, you are from Florida.
I am bad, man. I was a big Dynasty Warriors fan. I got a ton of Dynasty Warrior games. They're all open. I love that game. Uncharted 3.
I bought all those for like $20.
I have 2 Uncharted games in here that are still in the wrapper. Nope, that's not wrapper. Need for Speed Pro Street. It's still in the wrapper. It was a quarter-mile racing. It would look pretty cool. I was in it at the time. I never opened it.
It looked pretty cool.
There's a bunch that are opened, but I don't think they've been cracked in a while. So, what about you guys?
For me, luckily, all of mine I've opened.
Congratulations.
Yep, because they're all digital, and I have to go in and
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I've at least clicked on them once, and never again, basically. So yeah, I have a shit ton, and I am probably never gonna get through them. But I am looking forward to like kind of diving into some other games, because as they do like the different seasons, and we move away from Shadowkeep's content.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to kind of maybe chew through some of that stuff, maybe depending on the loot that's in the battle pass.
Yeah, and we talked about Death Stranding, how we want to play it. There's a great story in it, but let's get real here. We're probably not going to play it.
Yeah, well, I still have God of War that I'm like trying to make my way through in 5-minute increments.
I played 8 hours of it total. It was between the Destinies when the content was old. What about you, Matty? You haven't answered. What do you think?
Oh man, I just thinking about I just pulled up my Steam catalog really quick, and I'm like, okay, it's not too bad, but like all the Borderlands games, I have a whole slew of Star Wars games on here.
Oh man, Battlefronts and stuff.
Yeah, Battlefronts, Republic Commando, some really good games on here.
Battlefront 1. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time on it.
No, I know. It was part of a pack.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But I mean, you mentioned God of War, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, I started it.
You saw what it looked like, right? Oh, this is cool.
Absolutely.
This is cool. Now I got to go do bounties in Destiny. Bye, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. Was it Last of Us?
That was great.
I'm dying to play that game. I just don't know when I'm going to have time to play it. All the new content for the Division 2 that came out in the last few months. Haven't touched it.
Yeah.
Anthem.
Oh,
I still want to finish. I still want to actually finish the campaign.
That is one digital copy I played exactly 1 hour of and never touched it again. The Destiny.
You're not alone.
The Destiny killer, right? Everyone kept saying, "Oh, the Destiny killer's here. Destiny's going down." No,
That's not. The only thing that can kill Destiny is Destiny.
that's a great point.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I can't take credit. I heard that somewhere else. I don't know. I can't remember who said that, but
Yeah.
I probably read it somewhere.
Probably
But,
from one of the podcasts out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's just it. Nobody's gonna, the only people that are gonna make me stop playing Destiny is Bungie,
Yeah.
and they did it once. Curse of Osiris.
I even played that one. I was dedicated, man.
I played for a little bit, but I took off. Monster Hunter came out in January, and I played that straight through till Warmind.
Wow. Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, I have so many games in my collection,
Yeah.
and so many that I don't. There's just not enough time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's like you mentioned, Death Stranding. I'm like, I really need to watch some of that gameplay before I decide whether I'm going to spend money on that. Because if it is that good, then I'll absolutely buy into it.
Right.
My son's asking me the other day. He's like, "Hey, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out on PC," and I'm like, "No, I'm all set. I don't have time for that."
I keep telling myself I have time for other games, but then once I realize that I'm so dedicated to Destiny, I kick myself every time. Like Call of Duty, the latest Call of Duty is a good example. Oh, hey guys, great answers. We're getting up there. We're getting long. If we didn't answer your question, by the way, guys, we'll ask it next week in the next episode. So. Thank you very much. I don't want to go too late here with all the questions. I think we kind of pushed it as it is. So thank you very much for all the questions, guys, and keep them coming. Keep them coming. So,
And thanks, Matty, for hanging out for all this.
Oh, hey guys, thanks for having me on.
definitely, dude.
Done a good time.
Definitely. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just keep on trucking here, guys. Let's move on to our final part of the show. This is where we add 2 songs each for our Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify. And Matty, why don't you go first, man? You got your songs queued up?
Yeah, so I got my 2 songs. I wanted to add a little touch of Boston here. So a little "Dirty Water" by the Standells, and probably my favorite, one of my all-time favorite songs, "Shoot to Thrill," AC/DC.
Oh man, I can't wait to listen
Nice.
to it. It's funny as when the guests add these songs. I was listening to the playlist there and back to Tampa today, and I could name everyone who added those songs. My wife goes, "That was my pick." No, Easy put that one in. Oh well, you should have put it. You should have You should have put it in when I said to. I'm like, well, Easy beat me to it. I can't help that. So, Hazel, I'll let you finish up tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and go with mine. First one, I try to do an old one and a new one, kind of mix it up. I know I'm not super consistent on that, but my wife helped me pick this one out. I've got to say that. This one's by Bastille, and I looked. We don't have any Bastille in our playlist yet, so I said, why not? This is a really good song. It's my favorite one from them. It's called "World Gone Mad." Really great song. Once you hear it, you'll know what I mean. It's a newer kind of an alt rock song. If you don't know Bastille, good musicians. And my oldie but a goodie, "Rocky Mountain Way" by Joe Walsh.
Nice.
Nice.
God, I just get good feelings every time I think about that song. What about you, Hazel?
So my songs, one of them is kind of like a guilty pleasure band. They're called Hey Violet, and the song is "Close My Eyes." It's a relatively newer song for them. I don't know, just something about it is just kind of catchy, and you just find yourself just listening to it over and over again. And then the other song was actually from the finale of The Affair. It's called "Hole of the Moon" by the Waterboys. So
Very cool.
it's yeah.
I know exactly what songs you add because they're really good picks. There's stuff I usually haven't heard of before, and some easy to put in too. And I'll be like, I'm a fan now. I love these groups now because you guys introduced them into our playlist. So thanks, appreciate that.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I think we're done. I think we got it done. Hey, Matty, thanks, man, for hanging out. I know it's a late one tonight. I know you work the night shift, so it's you're probably used to being up late, but for most guests, they'd be done. This is really late. This is really late tonight. So
we're actually approaching the hour I normally get up for work.
Oh my God. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I was full disclosure. Yeah, I was running late. I was coming home from Tampa from helping my daughter get a car over there, and these gentlemen waited for me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks again, Matty.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on. And Easy, I'm sorry I missed you tonight. So we'll have to get together real soon. And raid or something.
Well, while you're talking here, how can people reach you? What's your contact info?
So I am on Discord. I'm Matty. Matty D on Twitter, and oh my God, my Steam. I'll throw my Steam up there again in the Discord.
Oh, your code. That's like a code, right?
Yeah, because it's a code. It's Matty D as well on Steam, but if you type it in, you'll get the phone book.
Yeah, gotcha.
Apparently, the no exclusive rights to names. But,
that's right, there isn't.
Yeah.
I've seen so many creative names on Steam.
Oh my God!
Not used to that. Like there's a Scranton Strangler. Who's that? the Scranton Strangler. It's one of my friends.
Hey, careful! He'll stab you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh shit!
Oh. I'll edit that out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's great.
So I guess we know who that is now. Hazel, how can everybody reach you, buddy?
So Hazelnut, Hazel NT, pretty much everywhere. There you go. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I just wanted to mention, if you get the chance, follow this guy named Chubby Wizard on Twitter. He's been a big supporter of our podcast. Thank you, man. I appreciate all the retweets and the likes from the few little posts that we put out there. So if you get a chance, definitely give him a follow on Twitter. You can contact me via the Twitter at Todd the Gatr. You can also find me on YouTube, Steam, and PS4. It's Gatr. I'm actually known as the _Gatr now because we're trying to get this correct with RNG Gatr. So I'm now called the _Gatr. So it's GATR, and don't forget the underscores. GATR space GDC on Xbox Live. I've been recently uploading vids to my Gatr channel on YouTube, posting gameplay vids of Iron Banner on PC using a PS4 controller. So if you get a chance, pop in there. It's just quick 10-minute games. See what you think. And I appreciate the views. And if you like other games like COD, Battlefield, Apex Legends, sometimes I'll post something like that as well. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, and Stitcher. Geez, anywhere you find a podcast these days. Whatever app you like to use, we should be there. So just search for Guardian Downcast. You can also reach us at our email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast for any show questions or anything you want to talk to us about. We have a Discord as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast. I'll post a permanent invite link in our Discord for our Discord channel. Hey guys, thanks also very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Toddles.
you gotta grab the toothpaste by the balls, man.
I had a question, but I forgot.
Tom Brady is a beautiful human being.
It really is. I mean, we're used to being up late anyway, so.
Oh yeah.
But I do appreciate you hanging in there. I wanted to record earlier, and I even came up with. I was like, hey guys, it's Friday, and Easy's not gonna be here, so let's record a little earlier. And then I forgot. Crap. I'm gonna be in Tampa, so there's no way I'm gonna get back in time to do that. So put all
I'm
this.
gonna go hit the pillow, I think.
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do the same. I might actually finish up with some Destiny stuff, but then
Of course, Destiny-itis.
So when I get up in like an hour and a half to pee, if I look online, I'll still see you on.
Oh no, don't worry. He'll be in the forages farming the chocolate strange coins.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
I don't need them anymore.
I know, but you'll just do it because you can.
No, I'm not drafty.
Okay.
I'm not preparing for the apocalypse.
No drafty. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hazel. Thank you, Gatr.
You got it, man. Take care, guys.
Have a good
You
one,
too.
guys.
You got it.
Have a good one.
Later.
Night.